Welcome to Creation. You've entered a world of epic passions, heroism, and betrayal. It is the stage for the legends of the Exalted. Mortals raised up and granted phenomenal power as the chosen of the gods. It is a world of miracles where countless gods, elementals, and other spirits dwell alongside mortals, overseeing the world's natural order. Or using their power to extort wealth, service, and worship. It is a place where mortal kingdoms rise and fall, drawing strength from stolen magic, wealth, labor, and human cunning. The Exalted stand between the worlds of spirit and mortal. For all their power, the Exalted are undeniably human, subject to all the joys and pains that humanity brings with it. With their heroism and villainy, they may save creation from its many enemies, or see it utterly destroyed. I bid thee greetings, dragon-blooded and lunars, solars, and others. I am Patrick, but if you listen to the whispers coming from the juniper tree, it will tell you I can be found on the internet as Patty6_. And I am the storyteller for this. This is session 3 of our short story run of Exalted Essence, published by Onyx Path Publishing, and available for backing on Kickstarter right this second. You can find Vorpal Tales on lots of places on the internet. Of course, if you're on Twitch right here, right now, consider giving us a follow or subscribe. Check out all of our social medias at Vorpal Tales. Check out our website, vorpaltales.com. And we're not just a tabletop role-playing group, but we're also writers. Check us out on Drive-Thru RPG and DM's Guild for great additions to your tabletop games. I'd like to thank Onyx Path Publishing for making an incredible world and setting to use to amaze and delight. Also to Astral Tabletop for being our virtual tabletop and platform for our players to roll their dice. A thank you goes to Vincept, a wonderful YouTube channel that has amazing music to set your adventures to. And once again, let's talk about that amazing Kickstarter I mentioned. It is smashed through its goal of $35,000. It is sitting right now currently at a little over $250,000. That's $250,000. That's the big break you get in Millionaire for any of those who are kind of old school. Used to watch The Reach. And there's just about 1 billion stretch goals that have been met. But there's more to come if you keep backing and throwing money and telling your friends, hey, you should back this too, because not only are there money-based stretch goals, there are backer number stretch goals. So it's very important we get not just all your dollars, but all your friends' dollars as well. So I believe the next things to be unlocked are more antagonists to be included in the PDF, more money for artists to get even more dope art put in the book. What else, Dixie? What else is there?
I can't say any of the other ones. All it's been announced. I can only talk about the announced ones.
Does that mean there's even more stretch goals if even more money's given?
I planned this Kickstarter, like, it was one of those things where I was really excited for it to just fund, right? This project's my baby. I love it. If it hit 40 grand, I would have been happy, been like, yay, we made the book. The fact that it's like, but I was also prepared because I know Exalted fans. Like, I'm in their Discord. I talk to them online. They are very passionate fandom, which I love. That's amazing. But it also meant that I was planning for them to possibly be a very passionate fandom. And so I planned a hell of a Kickstarter as far as stretch goals go. Because I was like, this is probably going to do decent, because most of our Exalted Kickstarters do well. I didn't know how well, though, because we've had Exalted Kickstarters do 280, 290, like that's where they stop. And we've had, of course, the Exalted Core did over 500,000. And so it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to plan just in case this kind of explodes. So we have lots of stretch goals coming up still that I'm really excited about. Pretty much every $5,000, we have a new stretch goal. For the past few days, we've hit the kind of middle point of the Kickstarter where it starts to a little bit, but we're still averaging like 2,500, $3,000 a day. So we're still getting like a stretch goal or two every couple days, which is nice. And of course, we have Onyx Path Con coming up this weekend, starting on Friday at I think 4 p.m. Some of the opening ceremonies are going until Sunday. Kind of like, I think the closing ceremonies are at 5, and then I'm doing Jackbox for 3 hours at night, and possibly later if people are having a good time, because we're already taking Monday off for the Monday meeting because we always do that after a con. So I will be doing like a end of the con party with everybody that wants to hang out. And I am super, super excited about that. So yeah, hopefully that'll get us some more eyes on it. And then also next week, everybody's really excited is Charms Week. So next week is like, this is the last chance people are going to have to see Charms, like this and Onyx Path Con are the last chance people are going to have to see Charms in action without knowing what the charms are. So I'm really excited for that. So we have today, and then we have a few games this weekend. Some are private. One is streamed. Monica Specca is running a game on our or on one of the channels, and I'm super excited about that. So yeah, we're gonna do that and then start dropping charms next week. And that's, I think, usually a lot of people wait until they see that part of the book before they bump up. But we hit 700% funded this past weekend. It's amazing. I am beyond thrilled with how well this has gone.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, so like Dixie's saying, if you back, you get previews of the manuscript, which means they've already done a couple chapters already, but charms are right on the horizon. So if you back, you get those previews, you get to know all the dopeness that's coming your way. So get more people. You should personally also donate more. And you want to see what those secret awesome stretch goals are that Dixie is keeping hidden from you for clearly for reasons. So if you want to unveil the secretness, I know I do. You gotta throw some money. You got 15 days to do it. So
yeah, we are exactly at the halfway point, pretty much. As of tomorrow, we're at the halfway point. So super excited about that. And yeah, we have those to you. We also have some more tiers we're probably going to add, because if you look at our previous Kickstarters, we hit certain amounts, we tend to add tiers. We added 3 yesterday at, I think, 9 p.m., and they were gone in 20 seconds or so. We added like 3 new like name and NPC tiers. And at some point, I think 9 a.m. It's either 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. tomorrow. I forgot how James is doing it. But at one of the 9s tomorrow, James will be activating the more art backer tiers. So if you want to get your character in a book, that is the way to do it.
Perfect. So if you're looking for a way to throw more money at it, here's your way right here.
Yes, and you will probably want to jump on it if you're interested in those tiers, because they go very quickly. There are people sitting there just like F5ing the page, I think.
So, write a bot manuscript, set an alarm, like she said, smash F5, try to get that spot. This
sounds like me trying to get Dragon Con rooms several years ago before they did Legacy rooms. I'm like, okay, it's 3 a.m. They open in 5 minutes. I start hitting F5. Yeah.
Or like when I try to get Justin Bieber tickets. Same thing.
I don't know about that, but more power to you.
But yes, Dixie also mentioned Onyx Path Con. That is coming this weekend, June 9th through the 11th.
11th through the 13th.
No, 11th through the 13th. Sorry. I don't know why I had 9th in my head. June 11th through the 13th, this weekend, starting Friday. There's going to be all kinds of awesomeness across all kinds of channels. So check out the Onyx Path the Onyx Path official Twitch channel that you're on right now. Check out the Vorpal Tales channel for all kinds of sweetness, all kinds of Onyx Path games that you know and love. All of the people currently in this call in this game will be running or playing in several games. So if you like any of our faces particularly, you can see us then. And it's going to be everything from, Scarred Lands 5e to Vampire to Werewolf to more Exalted to They Came. There's just all kinds of awesomeness. So dip your toe in or just dive right in and get all the Onyx Path greatness that you know and love. And also, one last thing about Onyx Path Con is they are currently looking for GMs and players to sign up for off-camera games. And all the money that you use to sign up, is it all of it or a portion of it? I forget.
A portion goes to charity and a portion goes to the GMs, because we do want to pay our GMs for their time. So so if you go to our website, like every Monday meeting I think has links to the Start Playing Games blog that has everything at it, or you can just search like Onyx Path Con Start Playing and you'll find everything there. We have a ton, there's still spots in the games if you want to sign up to play in a game. There are definitely still spots open, and there is still time to sign up if you want to storytell or GM or story guide or whatever a game. We have quite a few still, so feel free to just sign up and have a good time. Most of them run between like $5 and $15 depending on the game, I'd say. I know there are a lot of people who are like, I would run it for free, and I'm like, it's a charity event. And they were like, oh, I should charge people some money. And I was like, yes, that would be a good idea. Because we are trying to raise money for the Badana group, who are friends of ours who use games as therapy. We just did an interview with Jack from the Badana group on the Onyx Path cast this past Friday. So if you're interested in knowing what their stuff is all about and like how they use games as therapy, etc., definitely go check out that interview, because Jack is just one of the sweetest people I know. He is a wonderful man. So
Absolutely. All right, so now we've got all the things that you should do to support us because we're wonderful people. Let us tell you about these wonderful people that are here. Dear viewers, please meet these Exalts who look to bring about change in their own individual ideals to the land of creation, where peace is balanced at the point of a knife. Please state your name, where people can find you on the internet, and who you'll be playing tonight.
I've already been talking, so once again, I'll just start. Hi, I'm Dixie Cochran. I work at Onyx Path. You can find me everywhere at Dixie Cyanide. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing the thrice forsaken widow wreathed in the promise of oblivion, otherwise known to her friends as the Promise. To everybody else as Please Don't Talk to Me. She is a midnight cast abyssal, which means that she is kind of a sorcerer type, and she was granted her exaltation at the moment of her death. So I am kind of undead as opposed to Ever, who is all the way undead.
Yeah, I was made an Exalt before I was an Exalt, technically. I guess? I don't know. I am basically stitched together, multiple people coming together. Cats and dogs fighting. How's that, Sean go? What is that?
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
It's like Sean's favorite quote. So basically I am stitched together like the cats and dogs scenario, but I am made out of human. So, my character's name is Athanasios Meripen, which means death and death life. No, immortality, death life. Yeah. Anyway, my pronouns are they, them, and so are my characters. I can be found all over the internet as Changeling Ever, and I hope you enjoy my liminal. Of the Marrow cast. No.
Aspect. Also, I'm proud of myself because I was in an interview earlier and I named off all of our characters. Like, not by name, but by, like, type, and I actually remembered your aspect. So I was very proud of myself.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I am Steve, pronouns he, him. I am playing the inspiring application of leverage and technique, otherwise known as Lev. I'm an alchemical soul steel. Their pronouns are they, them, and I like to suplex people.
Well, I am Devin. You can find me online at Sword of Sullied, and tonight I am the Changing Moon Lunar Cyrus and his familiar Mavash.
Hey there, I am at Space Lord PJs. I am playing the hunky snacking solar dawn most August rising sunfist with his cat Diaclave.
Fantastic. Alrighty. Well, let's jump right into our game then. Now everyone has introduced themselves. Would anyone like for a free stunt to summarize what happened last session?
Oh, let's see.
What if I summarized it in one word? Or maybe like 2 or 3?
I could definitely summarize it in one word. Things.
No. Mine's spatial.
You can try, and then I'll rule whether or not.
Time was wibbly wobbly and crock-a-pony.
Also, I ate a man.
Oh yes, that was also yes, it was delicious.
Okay, so that's good for the people who watched us.
I think that's
How about the people who might have potentially missed last session?
I think that's all the context you should get. Time was
No.
wibbly wobbly.
No.
Crock
How
pony.
about-
The Promise ate a man. The end.
I mean,
And a time trap.
Y'all are... No wonder that y'all aren't the storyteller. Like, what is this? No, we were at our mentor's house. He was being attacked by some dragon-blooded and their army. We
escaped.
We-
I remember
we-
that much.
Well,
It's
he
true.
activated
So-
a special power that let
I'm
us.
trying to say that. We can't all talk at
Oh.
once.
Well, then who's gonna get the stunt then?
I will give it to one of you. I'm just gonna talk because I'm more succinct. Either way, we were at our mentor's house. He was attacked by dragon-blooded. At the moment of his death, getting his throat cut, he had a spell that went off that slowed down time and let him tell us that he was actually a first age solar, the last one, and that he had a device slash spell slash we're not sure what it is exactly yet that needed to be dealt with at the moment of his death. It would start to go off or something bad would happen. So we grabbed a soldier and took him with us, who was not helpful, so I ate him. Although Cyrus did take his form, so if we have to infiltrate them later, we can do that. Then we went into a crumbly tower where Augie lava punched his way through the darkness and ended up in a clock tower where if you punched the minute hand forward, time sped up. So eventually we were able to get Devin's character up there in the form of 2 ferrets. And then they punched time the other way to undo that, which unfortunately also undid the fact that I had blasted all the doors out of the place, and then we had to figure out how to get through doors. The darkness did, however, then go away. We went downstairs, we met a phoenix bird thing, maybe a garter bird, I don't know, who
Yes.
then died, and we all took some of its ashes to possibly smoke later. We haven't decided yet what to do with those. We went to another place, had a little device, a bronze little device, and it took me somewhere else, and there were crocoponies. I was like, fuck this, I came back. And then Lev went through with the device and punched the crocoponies. But then came back because there were more of them. And then we all went through and jointly decimated the crocoponies who were coming out of holes. They were definitely probably very cute. Devin tried to get one of their forms, but we killed them too much. And that's pretty much where we were.
I believe the wording was, yeah, you have to get Heart's Blood, and you're not exactly sure where that is.
Also, you couldn't trick them out of their forms once they were dead.
Yeah.
They were a little too
Primarily-
pulpy.
Yeah, a little too pulpy.
And I think that's about where we ended. Did I miss something at the very end?
And
Nope.
there's one that went back into its cave.
Which all I can think of is the Junji Ito This Is My Whole comic, which if anybody's familiar with it is very creepy. But yeah. And if you're not familiar with it, go look it up and be really creeped out. And I will
Alright,
give my stunt to anybody else who wants it, because I don't need a stunt. I'm fine. Anybody want a stunt?
Person who can best give me a name for the species of crocopony.
I mean, whoever said crocopony, that's pretty much it.
That was also me, though.
Wait,
I-
like
I mean,
species is in the
unless-
Latin name?
Yes.
No,
But like not actually. But,
omnominous.
all right.
or
Whatever. You-
or
you have
or,
stuff.
or croc pony pox. Pony
I
crocs?
like ever. I like
Pony
ever
crocs.
submission.
Pox on everyone.
I like ever submission better. We're going with that one. Okay. Yes.
Ever gets my
son. Perfect. All right. So yes, you have successfully pulpified the Omnominus, and you are standing in the same room that you had been before, just previously, pre intense foliage and root and vine. There are just little sprouts now, little saplings, and no door to continue.
There's just like a solid wall.
Just a solid wall.
I'm gonna do my spell again.
Okay.
Does it work on walls?
Yes, if there is no door, like it literally said, hang on, let me find it, the actual wording.
There's no door. Next one.
Pretty much, the violent opening of closed portals, if there are no barriers to breach, the spell creates one, making a roughly sorcerer-sized hole.
The sorcerer-sized hole. That's,
That's
right.
right.
I remember the sorcerer-sized hole.
I do remember that.
The only rule is it's like in a pose of some sort. That's the only rule I have.
Yeah. So, we're still in the same scene, I still have some will, so I'm gonna spend my will to do that. And I kind of like sigh, And I'm like, I had taken care of this earlier until you rewound time. And I walk up, and I just stomp my foot, my anima flares, and it's disgusting. It's like skeletons and blood and corpse bits. My anima flares, and a sorcerer-sized hole appears where the door was before.
And the sorceress-sized hole is, I kid, is actually, a kind of arch-shaped hole.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like, a 6 foot tall, 2 foot wide hole. Or 3 foot wide or whatever, shoulder width.
And it goes deep, it almost tunnels through this wall. And you kind of walk through it just like looking for the other side, but it doesn't seem like there isn't. Like it keeps going and going and going and going. But it doesn't open up to anything. It creates your hole, but there's nowhere to go.
Okay, so I guess that at this point we're in, the room hasn't been made yet. But if we go all the way back, there's trees everywhere. I suppose we could cut down the trees. You could burn down the trees, Augie. I feel like that might fill up with smoke, though. I don't need to breathe, but the other of you might not be okay with that.
I like
dead.
trees, so I don't want to burn them.
I wonder if we can figure out how to make the device go to like a halfway point. So far the device it was just like a thing that I like clicked, right?
Yes, yeah, and it's analog basically. It's either whatever point in the past you're in right now, or present time.
Okay. Well, what if we stand right in front of the door, and then go back to present time, like right in front of where the door? So let's all leave the tunnel. Get out of my tunnel. Get out of my sorcerer-shaped hole. And I'll put the device back on, and I still have my little device here. Because why not? And I'll wrap it around all of our fingers like we did before. But instead of standing on the entrance to the room, we're standing like right in front of where the door was in modern day. So we're past the trees. And I will get it around all of our fingers, and we'll do our little Captain Planet thing. We're all inside the thing. And I will go click.
Instantaneous, a swirling of mists and wind, and then ow, 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 and you all look down. There's like thorns and various different pokers and feelers from the vines, just like all stabbing you all at once, and you're all kind of like pushed up against the door very uncomfortably, and it's just like that moment someone's just like, get the door handle.
Okay, I am going to currently count as undead because it's beneficial to me.
Okay.
And will not be getting hurt by these.
Okay.
Like, they'll just, like, they can prickle me, but they won't draw blood or anything.
So the promise is just like, that tickles. And the rest of you like, oh my god, it hurts so bad.
Actually, Ever's always undead.
I was saying, I guess
Ever's
Ever's fine.
Yeah.
Lev, does it affect you?
Were you say we're being crushed against the door?
Not necessarily crushed. It's more of like, you are getting pressed against the wall and the door on the far side. It's more of like the giant thorns and barbs that are digging into you that hurt.
So is there a handle? Can I open the door?
Oh yeah. You have to like, you have to like really stretch and reach for it, but you can get it.
I'm gonna cat snake this moment so that I'm basically
Oh yeah, just turn into a fairy. You're fine.
slipping between the thorns.
Okay, so wait.
Really,
Lev,
this probably won't hurt us too bad because Lev will be fine for the most part, and Augie's got armor.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's more, more comfortable. Yeah, and even without all this, it wasn't like these things are like, injuring you or you puncturing you and severing arteries or anything like that. It's just it's very uncomfortable.
Okay.
A rock in your shoe. Gotcha.
If no one else is doing it, I will just reach out and, with my insane presence, physique, just physique through the door.
Sure.
Please describe physiquing through the door.
So Lev creates.
I need a
chemical-sized
visual
hole.
for this. Ooh. Ah.
Yeah. No. I'll reach out and I'll grab the door handle, and as I'm being pressed, I'll just kind of like flex in, and I just kind of want to try to just.
You reach for the door handle and flex. And immediately, several vines that are wrapped around you just snap all at once, little threads of the vines just flying everywhere like party favors, and you just kind of get the door handle and then it's that scene from any good Scooby-Doo show where you all just fall and pile on top of each other very ungracefully. But you are through.
Someone in the chat just described the Kool-Aid Man as the "oh yeah" glass of juice, and that makes me think they've never seen a Kool-Aid commercial.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, glass of juice.
I feel like the chat feels like they have to worry about copyright infringement. It's like, no, you're good. You're allowed to say Kool-Aid.
I really need to make. Oh, geez, that's my new knockoff Kool-Aid drink.
Oh yeah, glass of juice.
Yeah, juice.
Oh yeah, juice. I'm still processing.
So I'm just now picturing Lev like doing a bull rush through his opponents, like literally through his opponents, and then through the wall. So he is dripping as he's going through the wall. Just like the Kool-Aid.
I will try to do that one day. But for now, I've opened the door and I'm posing.
Statuesque almost.
And remember, I am a construct, so I don't actually have muscles.
Technically, you're actually made of like a flesh-like clay with metal plates.
Oh, I thought this was like steel.
It is on the outside,
Oh, okay.
but you're made like a magical clay.
Oh.
So you can have some rippling going on
Some
if you want.
ripplings? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wanting them to be chiseled in, so like
Moldova, the inspiring application of "oh yeah."
Okay. So now that we've come to the door, where are we?
Yes, so it's that moment where you kind of like had all just gotten up, brushed yourselves off, like, brief look around. No one else saw that, right? Okay, cool. No one just saw a bunch of Exalts all tumble over each other. All right, cool. We're still cool. No one will ever talk about this. And you walk forward, and there's into the center of the room. There's this giant circular, almost a pool of what looks like water, but it's almost like there's lights at the bottom of it, and kind of a greenish, bluish glow comes out of the water. There's a slight mist, fog almost, that hangs close to that pool of water and kind of spills out over the edge a little bit. Not enough to fill the entire room and make it so you can't see. Just kind of this, almost difference of. You're not sure if the water's just extremely hot or extremely cold, but whatever the difference is causes this slight fog to roll off of it. The pool itself seems to be made out of a darkish metal of some sort, and it seems to be the only source of light in this room as well. So you're all almost instinctually and just naturally drawn to check as it is the only point of interest really in this room. And as you all start to get close to it, slightly still being tactical and semi-circling around the pool, the fog stops momentarily spilling out over the edges of this pool, and the rays of light that seem to be coming out from the bottom of it all seem to start to coalesce and make this form similar to the one that Thousand Eyes took when he paused time at the moment of his death. And it starts to form a humanoid shape, wearing robes, and the color of this figure is the same as the lights coming from the pool. And it's slowly starting from the feet, moving up, a robed figure. It gets to the top, a plain plaster face, almost it seems it's covered in a mask with the hood up, the arms raised out in a signal of peace and non-hostility. Hello. I am 1,000 voices from 1,000 mouths that have sung their stories. I am the lunar Exalt that guarded the inner workings of this place. Thousand Eyes was my dear friend and a member of the same order as I. As you can see, and she kind of gestures to this pool, her feet don't seem to quite touch the water. There's just a slight space. As you can see, I no longer have a physical body. This is a message brought here and put here in this exact event where there are none of the protectors alive. It was Thousand Eyes' job to make sure that protection of the Last Epoch would continue. And this message is meant for you, those he trained.
I wave my hand kind of at her. Does she acknowledge any one particular person, or is it literally just a recording?
No, it seems very recording-like. She is, from what you can tell, she is wearing a mask, but the head is staring straight ahead, straight forward. It's not like kind of meeting your eyes or anything like that, or moving between your faces. It's just staring straight forward. It's just, as she continues, each of the guardians of the Last Epoch took a bit of its power within them to be able to use it in a time of need. Mine, as the last guardian, was to deliver this message. To have entered this room, you already have it within your possession. There are things you need to know about it in order for it not to be abused, to fall into the wrong hands, before it to draw the forces of darkness to you.
Might be too late on that one.
Everybody, is she talking about the clicky thing?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless there's something else we haven't found in here.
I hold up some ashes of Phoenix, guarded bird.
Ooh,
We found this, but I don't think.
That could be it.
The promise.
Unless we missed some
Do
snacks.
you hold the device to the projection?
Yeah, I'm like holding everything up. I'm like ashes.
As you hold up the device, yes, in your hand you hold the Last Epoch.
Oh, useful little thing.
Wait, that is the epoch?
Yes.
I thought the epoch would be like all big.
Maybe it took us to the Last Epoch. That would make sense.
The last epoch takes
That's
us
why
to...
it's called that.
So it's an entire hand-sized form of an era?
Or it's a way to travel between the two.
There are things you need to remember. Time was constructed as part of a defense against the demons, a defense against the darkness, a defense. There's a word I'm looking for. Hold on. A defense against Malpheus. By introducing time, we were able to make things linear, unable to be reconstructed in one's whimsy. This device allows travel. But remember, things that have come to pass have already passed. The temptation may be great, but if you were to tamper or attempt to use this power irresponsibly, the repercussions could be astronomical. The locking away of the Solars, the great invasion of the wild, all of those things happened in a normal timeline. Imagine if you were to attempt to tamper with it, how much worse they might be.
What happens if we killed some crocoponies in the past?
It doesn't even seem technology. It just continues on with it. Like anytime any of you talk at the projection, it does pause. But then sometimes it answers, sometimes it doesn't.
If Lev could sweat, they would be right now. Just like,
Oops.
at least the troubles would be astronomical and not chronological, so we're good.
Use of this device outside the tower is forbidden. you will need to use it. You've already used it to enter this room, and you will need to use it to get out of this room. But outside of this clock tower, where it was formed and held and contained, do not use it.
Now, is this more like a guideline that you shouldn't use it, but you could in like life-threatening situations?
The Yozai, the defeated Titans, could use their twisted powers if this device were activated outside of the tower, and perhaps even reverse what was done to Malpheus, unleashing hell itself upon creation.
I think
So it's
that
like a
means
maybe.
no, Augie.
I mean, it sounds like a maybe, but like a stringent Ned, don't unless break glass sort of thing. All right, I got it. It's fine.
So basically, unless the outcome could be worse than Malpheus coming back, no.
The man.
I have to ask this out of character. Dixie, is that the look that the Promise has for real right now?
Probably.
Or just like slow turn to the Promise, just like. Okay.
You are what's left of my group. The wheel that turns against the sands. You are now the guardians. It is your mantle to take on. But only temporarily. You must go to Mahalanka, city of 1,000 gold delights. There, the Lunars have agreed to take on the defense of the Last Epoch until the Solars have truly returned to creation. There, they have the defenses necessary, the Exalts required, and the preparations done to make sure that none would abuse the power of this device. It seems to pause. It goes back to the having the gesture of, peace. And now it kind of folds its arms together and just sits there. So it seems that the spiel it had prepared is over. But it does not disappear immediately.
Is it floating in like the center of this metal water, or has it like kind of floated to the edge?
No, it's still hanging out in the center.
In the center. If I walk to the edge and I kind of peer down, like when you say metal water, is it like melted?
No, so no, it's water that it's contained in a metal pool, a metal pool.
Got it, like a line.
Yeah, so if you walk to the edge and you look down, you can see there are lights coming up from the bottom, but the bottom you can't quite see. You can't quite see it. It looks fathomless down there.
All right, so I'm not gonna jump in. Cool.
I mean,
Touch it.
I will kind of kneel down and kind of like try to scoop up some of the water.
Touch it.
as you scoop the water, it kind of just sits in your hand a little bit. It's clear now that there's no light shining through it. It smells, almost like that pure spring water smell.
I wish to do this too. And Athanasios will put their hands fully in the water and just play around in it.
As you put your hands through the water, the decayed flesh that you are made out of starts to revert back to living.
No.
As soon as you take your hands out, immediately starts back to decay.
Oh, that was close. Oh, I
Drink
think
it?
you're muted, Dixie.
Yeah, I'll take a sip.
But as you drink it, you feel it enter your internals. I don't know. You don't have an actual
There you
like
go.
digestive system or anything like that.
Mechanisms.
Yeah. You actually feel them kind of almost as if they are brand new, greased up, perfect. But then you also feel at the same time, some of them rusting, fading away. And it's just this weird kind of, you feel great for a second and you feel like you want to die. And then it kind of balances out and normalizes.
A kind of relay that. So that was a very odd experience. I feel rejuvenated, but dying at the same time. Athanasios or the promise, what's that mean?
What do you mean? What does what mean?
When you're like alive but like dying at the same time.
Oh, undead?
I think
the
that's
promise?
just what
A little?
normal people call being alive.
Was it like your new parts were going away and you were back to factory reset?
Yeah.
I think that might be what this does, but it makes me curious about one thing. And the promise will like reach out and just like dip a finger in, mostly to see if it takes her back to being alive or back to being dead. Because she looks alive right now, just creepy.
What came first?
She was alive, and then she was dead, and then she was an exalt.
Okay. So where Athanasios's hands immediately just start going back to undead and being, yours kind of does this weird loop where it goes to dead to alive to dead. Like, and if you just keep your hand in there, it just repeats that cycle over and over and over again.
Look. This is weird.
My hand doesn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. I'll put my whole hand back in the water.
I don't think you died.
I'll put a whole paw in the water.
As you put your paw in, the hair starts fading away, and it starts turning into like, you're a ferret right now, right?
I'm fair right now, yes.
It starts, turning into like a baby ferret paw.
Oh. Athanasios eyes Mavash.
Vash just looks up and says, no.
But
And then scurries behind Cyrus, who is his size.
but you'd be so cute.
Well, we should probably get on to Mahalanka, but I don't like what I've heard of their sorcerer queen. Are you sure this projection is telling the truth?
Can projections lie?
Anything can lie, my boy. Or my good alchemical.
No, that doesn't sound right.
You can lie.
So it still hasn't vanished, right?
Nope, it's still just kind of hasn't said anything since its last words, but it's just kind of resting there with its hands like this.
Also, the promise I would never lie. My fans look up to me too much.
I look at the ethereal-looking thing, whatever, and I say, "Who else was in the order with you and Thousand Eyes?" See if it actually will answer.
The order of the wheel that turns amongst the sands was made up of 5 solars and 5 lunars who were each other's match. Thousand Eyes was mine.
Everybody named Thousand something?
Doesn't seem to answer that question.
Are we in now or are we in then?
We're in now because we came back to now to go through the door.
Oh, okay. So what would this pool and this recording be like then?
Well, as far as we could tell based on the door I made, it was solid rock.
So if we go back to then,
We might be encased in solid rock.
would I die, like die, if I went back into solid rock?
I don't want to try that.
It would be interesting. You'd be like a.
Do it. Try it.
You'd be like, what the humans mining. You'd be a metal vein,
Or
right?
you'd just be ore.
To be fair,
Or what?
ooh, interesting. Athanasios is actually onto something. If I go back and I get encased in the rock here, then I'll be here when you guys come through.
If this is the way that time works.
But
If you live,
or what?
And also, what if you crush the thing?
I'll go
We're
over and
supposed to take
explain
care
to
of the thing.
Athanasios.
I'll hold it real delicate in
Or
my
with
hands
an
like
E.
this.
You have to wrap it around yourself. Remember, we figured this out already.
Oh, or with an E. I know what that word means. I just thought. I thought, Anyway.
I feel like this is a really bad place to be playing games with this thing.
Okay.
We probably shouldn't have killed the crocoponies. There probably is like a species of behemoth lizard that no longer exists now.
Oh, that would be sad.
Well, we can know there's a species of behemoth lizard that no longer exists now.
And it's all Lev's fault.
That would explain why we didn't run into them in our lives.
Kind of everybody's fault.
Yeah.
I never even got to hit one.
You were going to drink its heart's
I,
blood.
I looked directly at Augie and Lev, who blew them both up.
Actually, they each blew up one. I blew up the
Whoa.
other two.
Yeah.
True.
Obsidian butterflies is a hell of a thing.
Mm.
So lovely, though.
Okay, so I won't flex the mountain. Alright.
I'm not giving it to you for this. This is a bad idea.
We don't know
Going
if
to
it's a bad
Mahalanka
idea.
is a bad idea. Do you
Alright.
know about Roxy?
I don't believe so.
Most people don't go to Mahalanka.
It's dangerous?
Yes.
I want to go.
How dangerous. Are there things to learn? Can I learn things?
There are things to eat you.
Oh, that's not anything I want to learn.
Like that giant beast that just popped up in front of your face.
No, that was just me turning into a cat.
Sorry, this is the
The
Sean's
actual-
inspiration for his character Augie.
That is August. Okay. So how do we get out of here to go to the city of eating people?
I
To the
assume that
city
we can go
of,
out the way we came in.
Malunka, and who do we know, or who are we supposed to go to in particular? It didn't exactly say. Just Lunars.
It gave us a name though. The turning of the wheel in sand. Could we find that order? Did I get that right? Did I get close?
Wheel that
You were
turns
close.
against the sands.
Yes, the wheel that turns against the sands.
Wheel that
That was
turns-
close.
So if we could find a remnant of that order, maybe that's who we'll be looking for.
We're gonna have to ask Roxy, aren't we?
I look up at the still floating thing and say, do you guys have a symbol for your order?
You're asking that of
Yes.
Thousand voices.
Yes, thousand voices.
Yes.
As you do that, it kind of unfolds its arms, goes back to the way it was talking before. There is no symbol but ask of us, and you will be directed to us. Speaking our name will grant you protection in the city.
In Mahalanka. With the 8 men.
Yes.
And Roxy the baby-eating sorcerer.
Baby
Yes.
eating.
That's a thing she's known for.
Is that like a real thing or just like one of those titles?
That's a thing she does, from what I understand.
I don't think you have to worry
Seems really
about that unless
unnecessary.
you were a baby.
It's true, we aren't babies. We'll probably be fine. Cyrus, don't change into a baby. Over there.
Or do, and we can trade you for an audience with
Sex.
Roxy.
Cyrus turns into a giant man that looks like a baby for a moment and then reverts back to himself.
Turned into a 6-foot-tall baby.
Like the one in Spirited Away. Like that giant baby.
Oh no.
Yes.
That thing's terrifying.
And then I turn back to myself and say, okay, only if I'm not going to get eaten.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's up to you. You could turn into something else and run away. You could turn into a baby and then do that thing with the hair where you make yourself a fake baby and then you could run away. And there would be a giant fake baby.
I support
That
this plan.
actually sounds really, really fun. Why would you tell me not to do this?
First, you have to trick a baby and take their form.
Babies are notoriously easy to trick.
It's almost like
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just hand a baby a snack and it's like yours.
It's like taking a baby's form from a baby.
Now I'm just imagining the Promises playing peekaboo, but like really creepy.
like Beetlejuice style. Oh,
I picture the hands that they're using to be like
peekaboo.
are actually someone else's hands.
Oh, like just holding onto hands.
They're
and-
Athanasios. I just borrowed them.
A 10 out of 10 would agree to do this.
Okay.
Okay, so first we have to get to Mahalanka. Where are we right now, Patty, in the grand scheme of Exalted? Are we
You're
near
in-
Mahalanka?
Sort of. You're in the 100 Kingdoms. So you would need to continue going east, I believe. If I remember the way this world is laid out, you need to continue going east.
Are we able to get out of this room without any real issue?
There is a opening on the other side of the room.
Okay.
Go through that opening.
All right.
Before we go, I want to collect some of this water. And Athanasios will pull out a vial from one of their pockets and fill it with the water, just observing as the water, like, dripping down probably changes their hands from dead to living to dead to living.
Yeah, it makes a trail as it goes down kind of your wrist and then falls off around your forearm. The vial you're using, what is it made out of?
Glass.
Okay. All right, so you all continue through to the other side.
Oh god, does it turn it into sand?
Not right now.
Oh no.
Takes a little while for sand to turn to glass, and vice versa. As you walk through the exit to the other side, the display of 1,000 mouths. I'm sorry, 1,000 voices from 1,000 mouths. Just slowly starts sinking into the water, and as the head finally gets is submerged underneath, the light is restored to the water as bright as it was before, and the fog goes back to slowly rolling out of the metal pool, almost as if it has not been disturbed or anything had happened. You come to a very, very large door, and on it are several carvings and depictions of what look to be loops of time. You see caterpillar to cocoon to butterfly to laying eggs to caterpillar. You see seed to flower to wilting away to new seed. You see human life, child, adult, birth,
Wait,
all that loops on.
Go back and trick that baby.
I look at the promise and say, "Promise? I can't trick a picture."
I tried. You should work on
And
that.
all around the room, spread out quite far apart from one another, are levers. There are 10 of them.
Wait. What if you told the picture that it was a good drawing?
But it wasn't.
But it's not.
Oh, see, this is how Cyrus learns about Photoshop.
I like that we just came into a room full of levers, and Lev is not interested in the levers. But in
Yeah,
the
I
baby.
really find, Lev, you need to get less sus and go after those
Can you
levers, man.
can you be inspiring about these levers?
I apply technique and leverage. These are levers which give
Right.
anyone the possibility of leverage, which really, this is just cheating. And I don't appreciate that levers exist in the world.
But you
So what
can
you're
lever
saying
it
is
better
you
than
can't-
anyone else.
You can't leverage these levers, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, I can. I can leverage the levers.
I
Can
don't
you?
think you can.
You don't think I can? You don't think I can
You-
leverage
you
these
seem-
levers?
No.
You seem to be rather unleveraging.
You know what? And
Said
he seems
levers were
pretty.
cheating.
He seems pretty intimidated by those levers over
He
there.
really does. It's not very
Yes.
inspiring at all. I feel the
No.
opposite of inspired.
In fact, I'm
I feel like
depressed.
there's no inspiration nor technique at all here.
I feel positively banal about him right now.
I'm gonna go sit in the corner, eat snacks. Sad snacks.
Also, you're
Sad
not
eating.
applying anything. You're definitely not applying yourself.
Right.
Wow, there's so many more interesting people in this room that would do something so much
I-
better.
I don't
than-
under.
Lev, can I give you a hand?
He needs at least the whole arm.
Oh, I can
Athanasius.
do that as well.
You think I need your hand or your arm or any of your help to be able to do some leverages?
I
I'm
do.
I'm gonna leverage these levers with so much leverage and technique
I'm-
you're never gonna
I
see anything
still
like it
see
before.
them
You
unleveraged.
be
Yeah, I feel
quiet.
like
This is
you're-
my chance to talk.
I feel like
I
you're
feel
talking
like-
a lot and not
Yeah.
leveraging anything.
There's so much buildup to not doing leverage.
You don't understand the build up to things. You don't understand how to
There's
accumulate interest up to a
there's not a-
peak.
We're not
Sarah-
interested right now. We're uninterested.
I'll just
Just
walk
hearing
up.
a lot
To,
of talk.
I will just walk up to one of the levers and just be like, "See how easy this is? Anyone can do it."
You walk up, you pull the lever, and then immediately release it. And a waterfall in the alcove behind the lever starts pouring down and splashes all along the floor.
So it
It
releases
stops.
water.
It stops after about 10 seconds or so.
See?
Oh, you made some water happen. It's
No,
like,
I levered the leverage.
You found a toilet.
Exactly for
You
your.
have
this-
water powers.
At this point, Lev is the only one in the room, right? Everyone
No,
else is kind of
we all-
still.
Oh yeah, we're like at the entrance, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're there, just not in.
By the lever.
Is that not good enough? You need me to do it again?
Pull the other lever, Lev. There's 10 levers. Pull a more interesting lever.
I'll pull the second lever.
Another waterfall behind this one spills water all along the floor.
All we're doing is making a mess with water all over the ground.
Water is for
up.
cleaning things. Water's not a mess.
Is there a roof to this room?
Yes.
Does it smell like a privy?
No, it does not. It does not smell bad in here.
Good.
If Lev were to lift the thing up and drop it down again, would more water come out?
I don't know. Make Lev do it.
Wait,
Hey,
you
lad.
can't.
It's
I
like
don't
it's-
think you
when
can
you
re-leverage that.
when you pull the lever and let go, it springs back to its original position. Yeah.
I'll take both 1 and 2. That's not good enough for you? Here's 2. Shh.
The levers are spaced out in the rooms where you would not be able to pull two at the same time.
What if I tried really hard?
I feel like it needs more than one of us.
Do you
to
have,
hold
like-
levers at one time?
You have like go-go gadget arms?
No.
No.
Okay,
But-
then no,
Oh!
you would not be able to.
Oh! Oh! I know what I'm gonna do. Cause now, Lev really wants to make this work.
I mean, one of us can just pull the other one.
No, I've got it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I will apply a technique, one that I do not apply very often.
You said levers were for anybody, and they were cheating.
That is true, and I stand by that statement. But I'm
But
going
now
to
you
show
want
you.
all the levers to yourself.
Levers
you
are
want-
cheating, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, the adoring fans of levers,
We're not your fans. We left them outside.
the people who are presently viewing levers. I'm going to show you the greatest lever pulling you've ever seen in your life. I'm going to open my chest panel. I'm going to pull out one of the things that slot into me and start readjusting it, rewriting it. All right, and put it back in. And I have activated. What am I going to take out? I will take out Dragon Coil Technique, and I will replace it with Graceful Crane Stance.
Okay.
Graceful Crane Stance.
You
Spend
also
one.
got lightning speed on, don't you?
Yes, he
Did I put lightning speed on? I
You
believe I
did
Lightning
before we
speed
came in the
yeah,
tower.
because you
I
took
did,
away
I
the
did.
extra strength bit, or
Yes,
extra
you are
durable
correct.
bit.
So now I have Graceful Crane Stance and Lightning Speed. It becomes blur emotion, flash from one point to the other. That's double. Anyway, commit one mote. For the rest of the scene, the Exalt can stand or run along things too narrow or weak to support them normally, with no chance of falling or breaking through. So, essentially, I want to use this to jump and kind of like run up the wall, and then just, because if they're spaced out, I want to be above the levers and just like jump from lever to lever if they're too far away to grab one at a time, and just go around the whole thing, hitting every lever until I hit all 10.
That is
by-
exactly what Graceful Crane Stance is for, is that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
This is
Does it say how far away, like how far you can jump? How far can you jump?
I mean, I can jump pretty damn far just as Lev.
Lev's an
Um,
Exalt. Like, this is the exact kind of bullshit that Exalt should be able to do. Because, like, this is the... So just to break out for 1 second, because I like explaining this to the audience. This is the powered Graceful Crane Stance that you use for, like, reenacting the bamboo fight scene from Crouching Tiger.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is for. It is for doing some ridiculous, wild bullshit. And the fact that you have lightning speed on top of it, to me, means that you can just be like, zoop! And, like, all we see is a blur of motion. And it's just like,
And
all the
10
levers are down.
levers.
And then you're very wet, and it's the other way magic. I don't know.
See what happens when all 10 levers come down, because that might drop a fireball on me.
What is read out what lightning speed does? I don't think you ever read out what it does.
Exalt becomes a blur of motion, anima streaming in their wake as they flash from one point to another. Double eights on movement actions involving running or swimming to any venture roll involving foot racing, chases, or swift escapes. Does not apply to attacks made following a rush. If used when moving towards an enemy, the Exalt gains 1 power. So I just
Okay.
super hella fast.
All right, let's make a roll for it.
Okay.
Do finesse and I don't know. You pick a.
I'll do finesse and athletics.
Alrighty.
That makes perfect sense.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Also, if you want to spend a mote, you can get your excellency for, I think, one of those. You have finesse?
So we only have the 1 moat currently, right?
No, you have 5 motes at any given time.
I have
You
5 moats.
put an X down to spend the motes.
It's 1 essence, 5 motes.
Yeah.
1 essence, thank you. Alright. Then I will spend 1 moat to activate the crane style, and I will do another to activate my finesse excellency, which will give me double finesse, which is another 4 on top of that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Lev is very committed to impressing all of us, even though we are so clearly unimpressed.
No, we will be impressed.
how he's doing this, Cyrus is sitting there looking at his paw, just kind of.
Are we doing 10 again, or just doubling it?
10 is 2.
10 is 2. All right.
I'll say if you get 8 agains on rolls right now because of lightning speed, that means you get 8s and 9s doubled as well.
8s and 9s are double. Cool.
Yeah, if it is 8 again, that means 8 and up.
Right. Okay. You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Holy
Doesn't
hell.
that feel good?
A lot of 8s and 9s.
This is literally what I love about Exalted. Doesn't that feel amazing to get 15
Just
successes?
rolled 15 successes on running across the levers.
Exalts are such bullshit, and I love them.
Okay. All right. So Lev just kind of, he gets on the first lever. He stands on it and kind of, and he breathes in, and none of you see this.
Flex first.
Of course. He flexes.
Do you move your robe or whatever out of the way so we can all see your championship belt?
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I definitely Ric Flair tucked the robe back behind me.
Yeah. So he does a couple breaths, and then he breathes in, flourishes the cape to show the belt, and then it's a slightly longer before the exhale, and the door starts to creak open. What your eyes could not perceive was Lev running, springing, using the momentum of the lever falling and the slight spring action it has to cause it to come back up, to propel each step and sequence along the entire room to all 10 switches. And while these switches were meant to all be pulled simultaneously at once, Lev is fast enough that you are able to engage each lever by stepping on it and running around the room before the first one snaps back and Lev exhales. The water from the waterfalls is falling continuously now, does not stop, but is not spreading out against the floor. It seems to go somewhere. And the door slowly creaks open.
Okay.
To all of you, it just looks like Lev breathed.
Okay, that was at least nominally impressive.
I'll take it.
Well, I blinked. I didn't see what happened. What was impressive?
What? No,
Lev breathed all the handles down.
no,
That is impressive.
no, I didn't.
Wow,
I,
Lev,
no,
I gotta give you credit. I mean, you leveraged every single handle with your breath.
I didn't
No.
know you had breath.
That's a
mastery.
new
That's fascinating.
power.
No,
that is actually impressive.
No, I ran and jumped. I did a whole thing. I did a backflip in there.
You
No,
know
we
what?
would've
You
seen
don't.
that.
You don't
Right.
need to make
You don't
stuff
need to.
up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got
You
magic
did what you
breath.
did.
That's amazing.
Magic breath.
That was magic breath, man.
Oh.
That's new, and that is pretty cool. I gotta give it to you, Lev.
Yeah,
was-
that's way more interesting than muscles or athletics.
No,
yeah, that was
what-
way more interesting than running
No.
really fast.
What?
Yeah, I mean magic breath, man. None of us have magic breath. I didn't
Yeah.
know you did.
No, I've got magic hands and blood and stuff, but I can't do that. That's amazing. I could have destroyed all the levers at once, but I'm not sure that would have helped us.
Hey, Patty, you said there's a door opening slowly?
Yes.
Can I just go over and just heft it open and be like, all right, he did the cool breath thing, let's go.
Yeah, as you push against it, it allows, it falls underneath your force and it continues to open wide now.
You should do the breath thing more often, Lev. It seems really
Right.
useful.
I'll
Yeah.
just stand in the room, kind of head down as everyone goes to the door, and then under my not breath, I don't even breathe.
That's what makes it more impressive.
Yeah, I figured it was some vicious exhalation of steam technique or something.
Yeah. Although beforehand, I just want to check out that spot where the waterfall is going because you said it just isn't.
There's a-
So you kind of you have to like you climb up to where the switch is. You kind of like hold on to to the switch in ferret form, and like look down. Just there's water falling, and it looks like it should be hitting the ground, or at least making a sound of it falling against something, but it just seems to disappear.
I'll be right back, guys. I jump into the waterfall. I see if I
Cyrus!
land straight on the floor or not.
Jump into the waterfall. You get really wet from the water, and you bash your head against the ground.
Oh, fuck!
What are you doing, Cyrus? This is not bath time.
I was seeing if this was magic water, too.
Is it magic water?
No, it's annoying, hateful water. Get out of ferret form after I get up there so that I'm drying off and walk through the door.
Water. Athanasius, you look into your bag where the vial was, and there's a little bit of wet sand.
Oh. Well, that didn't work. But look, I have sand now.
Should you get a vial of this water? This is different water from the water from the pool.
Well, this is plain water, I think.
This is falling water. The other one was still water.
But it was magical still water.
This could be magical flowing water.
It's pain in the ass water.
I will grab another vial and collect
Okay.
a little bit of the falling water, but I will keep the sand and I will put it in my pocket.
Pocket sand.
Okay. You have both.
Hooray.
We're collecting so many exciting things to look at later.
Oh, yes.
I should
wonder-
probably put this away if we're in public.
Oh,
Good idea.
yes.
I'm going to put this away. And I kind of like tuck it into one of the many little bags and pouches I have around my waist. I
Before
don't
you
really
do,
describe
you
the
see,
promise, but yeah.
before you do, you see that it actually starts glowing, and where it had been like a greenish gem is now it is purplish, and where it had gone from kind of like a like a device meant to be wrapped around the wrist and the hand, had changed into almost like a necklace style. So you put it in your bag, and as you're walking across the room, you see a similar form to the one that was in the pool. This one looks like you. Take off something off their hand, mess with it, put it in a bag, and walk across the room. And you kind of stop and watch it, and it just walks to where you are and fades into you.
Anybody else see that?
Did anybody else see that, Patty?
Oh yeah. Anybody who was looking towards the promise or was behind the promise or anything like that, you could see that. You could see that form.
I didn't like that.
So it was a promise walking into a promise.
And as you kind of look around the room like that, the promise, delayed is a head that looks around the room as well. That kind of comes out of you, same color, same form.
Okay, I'm ready to leave now. I did not give this strange place permission to make another me.
Wait. I want to try something. And I just I tell the promise to rotate so that they basically merge in which way they were going. And see if it changes anything now that the two of them have lined up.
No, it wasn't doing the mirror effect. It was just doing what she was doing, delayed.
Oh, okay.
So
there's
as
like a
she
trail of me now.
Yes. So as she turns,
Okay.
it turns as well, and so it's just almost like this contiguous promise that's turning.
Oh, I make a donut. Let's walk in a circle.
It takes a second, but then the figure follows behind you. as you walk in.
Everybody. It's a promise ring.
I don't get it.
It's like a betrothal ring. When you promise something to someone, you exchange your ring. It's a promise ring. It's a ring of me because I'm the promise.
Got it. Don't got it, but got it.
Also, it's technically a wreath of oblivion. Because I'm the thrice forsaken widow. Promise.
Sometimes I fight in a ring.
But it's a promise ring. It's a bring of me.
I promise
She
to
promises there'll be a fight.
I promise to always bring an honorable victory to my adoring fans inside the ring.
But you don't have your rings are square.
I tell
Mine's a
the promise
ring.
to walk in an 8 pattern.
Rings
Okay, I do it.
Rings go like
And now
this.
you're an infinite promise.
Infinite promise. Promise, Luke.
I promise.
I'm dead. I died.
Oh man.
Promise is not only creepy, but also whimsical.
Cyrus is going
This
to
is
walk
so
in and see
much.
if the same sort of thing happens to him.
Lev is becoming more aloof each and every week, it seems.
I think it's just me because I have the thing.
Yes.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else does not seem to. There's none of you else have a ghost following you.
Ooh, let me try.
No, I put it away. It's gone now. We have to get to Mahalanka.
I jump onto the promise's shoulder and see if I pop up too, since I'm with them.
No.
Man, why only you get to have
Get off of me. Got little
Wait.
pointy claws.
I scurry around to the other side before jumping off.
Get.
Okay. Alright. We have fun, Cyrus. We're good. Do you want to be a ghost, Cyrus?
No, I just want to have a ghost following me like that. It's pretty cool.
It's not a ghost. It's an imprint. I know what ghosts are.
It's incorporeal. It isn't alive. It's a ghost.
No, it's not the deceased spirit. It can't interact with people. Can't you talk to ghosts, Athanasios?
Yes, I can, and I can poke them as well.
So can you touch this thing? Is it a ghost or is it just an echo?
Oh.
I don't like thinking that my ghost is not inside of me right now.
Well, on observance, I think it's just an echo, but out of character.
Touch it, touch it,
Patty.
touch it, touch it. I'm like moving back and
Yes.
forth so it like keeps happening.
Athanasios reaches to poke the echo, if it is in fact an echo.
So you go to touch it, and you can physically touch it.
See, I told you it's a ghost.
But from who you are as an Exalt, you can tell that this is not the promise's ghost.
This is a delay of a promise.
This is a temporal imprint that is being left in the world because of the Last Epoch.
Oh, it's a time ghost.
Essentially.
Yes, pretty
I'm okay
much.
with a time ghost as long as it's not a me ghost.
Toast?
I mean, technically the ghost is you,
But it's
it
not
is
actually
not a
me. It's
ghost
an imprint of
you.
me. Right.
Well, kind of.
Okay, we need to go to Mahalanka. I don't want to keep this thing around longer than we have to.
Agreed.
That's fair.
Is there another room?
So the giant door that
Yeah.
Augie had finished pushing open, you kind of just hear him on the kind of down the hall on the other side. It goes up. You're looking at kind of like almost like a hill, a sloped hill that has stairs built into it.
Okay. I'll walk up the stairs, getting us
Yeah,
Sometimes.
no, we'll all follow Augie
Yeah.
now that we're done
I
fucking
think-
around
Yeah.
with ghosts.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna just make our way to the next scene.
Okay,
Finally.
so you all climb the stairs up, and the kind of tunnel that's around you turns earthy, dirt. You see roots poking through the dirt. It gets very damp, and finally you come to a wooden door. Push it open, and you actually step out from a tree. It seems that this door was concealed by some sort of magic in a tree to look mundane, and someone would not find this by accident.
Weren't we in a tower?
Yes,
Were,
but now we're in
but
a
you
tree. We
travel-
walked a bit.
Yes, you traveled a great bit underground. So now you are not near the clock tower is nowhere near you now. This is a very much different part of the forest you had entered. And it's kind of one of those moments where the light is kind of like shining through the leaves, and so you've been underground for a little while, so kind of squint your eyes, and as you all open them up again, dropping from several of the tree branches are the familiar colors of the Dragon Blood warriors you'd come across before. The same ones that had murdered Thousand Eyes. Excuse me. The captain of these soldiers steps forward. We've been sent to delay you. Prepare to die.
Oh no, a delay.
I mean, we've been delayed for quite some time, so I mean,
And we-
if that's all you've got, we're technically delayed. so
As
we'd like to move on.
threats go, we're here to delay you. It's just not that scary. It's like a traffic.
We're
accident.
here to die sooner
As-
after showing up
to be
because
fair-
we're
as you
actually able
look
to
at
stop
them-
you.
As you look at them, all their eyes are blood red, and they have these dark kind of, their cheeks are sunken in, and they have very dark circles underneath their eyes. And they look
Copycats.
just hollowed almost.
To be fair, as soon as you started equipping, he did say time to die. So they're gonna kill us. So threat is a little bit elevated.
Actually, Lev, they're gonna try to kill us.
Yeah, they
So-
didn't say
Phrasing.
whose time it was to die. I think it's their time to die. Personally.
Yeah,
Right.
because they said they're here to delay us, and then they said it's time to die. I think they said they're here to delay us. Pause. It is time for they themselves to die.
So were they delaying and telling us that it is our time to die?
I feel like
Or
we're
were
giving
they-
up initiative at this point. to them.
I was about to say, Augie just kind of starts looking at all you like, fuck it, and just goes and like punches the first closest one.
And then we take our break.
All right, we will roll initiative once we come back from break. We're going to take a 10-minute break. It is 10:31 Eastern Standard Time. We will come back at 10:41 Eastern Standard Time. And there has been a request from chat, and I will oblige said request. While we're on break, think of some questions you might have for the wonderful Dixie about...
Or other
the
people about their characters.
True. But if you have
Only,
questions about
like-
the Kickstarter in general or Exalted Essence, anything like that, write them down, think about them, put them on a slip of paper, and we'll have a quick 10-minute Q&A session.
Quick
or however long it
caveat,
might-
do not ask me about any charms that aren't on our character sheets. I will let people answer about charms that they have in front of them, but do not ask me about charms. That's coming out next week, y'all. You can wait 1 week.
Yes. Stick to things that have either been released already through the manuscripts from the Kickstarter, or things our characters have personally revealed about themselves. Not, hey, so just give me the full list of charms, okay? Sounds good.
I gave all of us the coolest charms already.
Exactly.
True.
All right. 10 minutes. We'll see you back here. Welcome back to Exalted Essence, our multi-shot that we're doing for the Kickstarter that's happening. As promised, before we went on the break, we're going to do a short Q&A about any questions a shoot interview.
Oh.
So everyone duck.
It's a wrestling term. We're gonna shoot.
Yeah, Steve, go.
I would like Sean. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, quite you. We're going to do a short Q&A. So, chat, if you have any questions, please ask them now. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about the awesomeness that is... Oh, we already have a question. Look at that.
Nice. Athanasios, you want to talk about some of your things? Things you can do?
Okay. Okay. Where to start? So, one of the really cool things. Wait, did liminals were a thing before Essence, right?
No, they were mentioned in the Exalted Third Core, but they've never actually been a splat before in Exalted that you could play.
Oh,
So
can I
they're
share my
brand-
Exalted advantages?
Go ahead. Yeah, you're a brand new splat. A lot of people don't know about you.
Oh, I'm famous. So basically, I am functionally immortal as long as my brain is intact. I am kind of like a zombie, but kind of not, because I'm, Frankenstein-esque. Which is really cool. I can essentially regenerate.
Mhm.
I can also replace my body parts as I please, and let's see here. Where did I want to share? I read it somewhere, but I can't find it right now, that I can have other Exalts body parts, and it kind of gives me some perks.
Yeah. You don't have your own memories aside from since you were created, but you do have some memories of whatever was used to create you. So you could have a few different personality types floating around.
That would make for fun roleplay.
Yeah, there also are. I do believe that there are other kind of metamorphosis powers, but that wasn't what Ever was going for with their character. So I mostly gave them more like sagacity and science and tracking type powers, just because that is what they wanted. So I didn't want to make their character not what they wanted. But I think there's some stuff that makes it creepier. Also, when you use your anima, don't you shrivel up? Don't you get all desiccated and weird?
I do. That's your favorite part, I think, but definitely a favorite part of mine. So whenever that happens, Athanasios and any other liminal who's modeled like them will start becoming desiccated like a corpse, and so it'll look like their teeth are longer and their nails are longer, but really what it is they're just kind of shriveling up and part raisin. I can interact with ghosties and touch them, communicate with them. Liminals are also resonant with soul steel.
So
There's where that line is. They can gain more resonances by adding body parts from other exalts and certain charms.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there's all kinds of like they're probably the most complicated splat type that we have in this group, but they're super super cool and I love them. So whenever I wanted to play one, I was like, let's go. We haven't done much with it, but you do have your different natures you can go into. They give you slightly different powers: the nature of blood, nature of marrow, nature of soil, etc.
there's blood, breath, flesh,
marrow, and soil.
Marrow and soil.
Mm-hmm. So those are almost like different stances that give you different abilities, which is really cool. So I think that once you see the charms, you'll get it a little bit more. But I love how liminals work in general. They're very, very cool. And we do have kind of 3 types of death-related exalts, which I know a lot of people get confused by. So the liminals are more about the like border between life and death and like dealing with that. Abyssals are more about the undead and the dead and being an advocate for them. And then the Infernals are the princes of the underworld who are more like anarchists, kind of trying to overthrow things. So they are all very, very different, even though they are all like death adjacent, which I think is really cool. And then we also have Sidereals of Endings, which is our other like kind of death-related class, or exalt type, and they're more about the bureaucracy of death. Like they're making sure that death happens when it's supposed to. They're making sure that things are moving along as planned. They're just doing their jobs, and it's fine. Tony asked about the background art for the stream. It is a piece of art that is, I think, one of our early updates on the Kickstarter if you're a backer. And it is a couple of exalts in the middle fighting on both, like the woman you can see with the crossbow, that's actually her arm that's turned into a crossbow. She's an alchemical. So her arm has turned into a literal crossbow. And I think the person in front is supposed to be a lunar, but I don't remember exactly what the art note said. And they are fighting undead on one side and the fair folk on the other. The fair folk and Exalted are essentially like the Fae, but they're really unknowable to Exalts. Like they're just strangely inhuman. Kind of like the Fae and Changeling the Lost, where like they don't understand human beings. And they are from the wild in Exalted, which is a place that if things weren't as they were, the wild would be slowly encroaching on all of creation and eating it. So Exalts don't want that to happen generally, so they'll fight the fair folk. They have footholds in a few places, pretty hardcore. That you can see more on them in Lunars, and I think a little bit in the Dragonblooded book. But then we detail them a little bit in essence. That's a good antagonist, because a fair folk, much like a true fae in a lot of mythology, can be pretty much anything. So it can be like a wood elemental or a giant bone creature or whatever. So, but yeah, that is what it is. And if you go look for the full art, you can see it a little better that like there's fair folk on the one side, they're fighting. Those are all the elemental people that you mentioned, and then the other side there are some undead type creatures. And it's supposed to show that like 2 exalts can actually take that on if they want to. It might not be easy, but they could do it because they're exalts. So it's a tough battle, but it's a possible battle. Someone in the Discord earlier was saying they were running a 1 versus 11 battle, and that's the kind of thing that you see. And once again, how do you describe the world setting? Apocalyptic, regular fantasy, or just weird? It's definitely high fantasy. There's a lot of magic, there's a lot of martial arts. It takes a lot of its design from anime and wuxia kind of films. So imagine a lot of real big fights that have really big consequences. Like think of like if you're familiar with like Dragon Ball Z, where they're like powering up, boom! Like that's kind of the kind of fighting that you have in Exalted. Also in like even like Sailor Moon, which is my favorite, obviously, she starts out the series using pretty much one charm all the time, and then by the end of the series, her charms have all upgraded, and so have all the other ones, and sometimes they work together to make uber charms. And that's how Exalted works. So you start out, you're already better. Like an Exalt versus a human is a nothing contest. Like you can just be like, bye, human, go away. An Exalt versus 100 humans, not hard. Not super easy, but not hard. So really most of the stuff that they're doing is on the level of like being the gods' messengers or being the chosen of the gods. So it's a little apocalyptic because there's a little bit where it's like, oh, the Scarlet Empress is missing. What the hell's going on? And yes, players are essentially demigods. There are thousands and thousands of gods in creation, from the very powerful, such as the Unconquered Sun, Luna, the Five Maidens for the Sidereals, pretty much all the ones that have like major Exalt types. All the Death Lords who make the Abyssals. Hi. And then there are the Exigents, who are the demigods of small gods. So an Exigent is pretty much a make-it-yourself Exalt. We didn't have any in this playtest because they are so fiddly, and I wanted people to just not have to deal with that. But the way an Exigent works is a small god. So, like, not the god of trees, but, like, the god of this park full of trees. This god needs a champion for some reason. And sometimes they die making their champion. Because
My favorite explanation you've ever used, I'm so sorry, has been, I'm Joe, the god of that creek over there.
Yeah. You can be Jeff, the god of biscuits. But yeah, so like you're a smaller god because there are thousands and thousands of gods in creation. And you can make your champion. You need a champion for some reason. The example we give in both the 3E core and in Essence is Straw Maiden Janist, who was a pretty simple like farmer. Like she farmed and she made beer and she did her, thing, her rural thing. And this god was like, I can't stop this thing that's about to happen because I'm not powerful enough, but I can make you powerful enough. And she was like, okay. And now she's Straw Maiden Janus, and she has a giant scythe. You'll see her on our Kickstarter page at the very top where it says the book. She has a giant grim scythe, and she's holding a mug of beer, and she is a salt of the earth farm woman who is now also a pretty powerful exigent. Because she became the exigent of a harvest god. But yeah, so that's what that is. But yes, you're definitely a demigod, but you don't start at Scion Origin, essentially. You start at Scion Hero. Like, you're never going to play this game and be, like, hitting a mortal in the face, because that's just not fair. You're going to be playing this game to, like, change the course of history, and also, in a very long-term game, you're probably going to be dealing with the consequences of the decision that you make. Yeah, anybody can learn necromancy or sorcery, I do believe. It's a universal charm you can buy into. You've got to have a high enough sagacity, but there are sage-type alchemicals. I forgot which cast it is. You cannot be of more than one god. It's impossible to double exalt. That's a thing in canon that like you can't do, because people are always like, what if you were a lunar and then you were a solar? And it's like, no, that's too much. You can't do that. Just be one. So yeah, that's been about 10 minutes. And of course, read the manuscript, back for $5, and you get access to the manuscript. So if you want to just read the book, you can. Not all of these questions are answered there because not all of them were asked, but maybe we'll put them in the storytelling chapter now that I know people are going to ask them.
Hey. Also, there is a specific Exalted Discord channel where you can, if you have any other questions or especially general questions just about Exalted, the system itself, definitely post them there. But when the Kickstarter is done and when it's being delivered, you can ask even more questions specific to Essence there as well.
Yeah, also once the charms and stuff, like we're going to have an Exalted panel at Onyx Path Con. We're also going to have another Essence game run by one of the devs. So part of the reason we're doing this one is because we wanted Patty to be someone who hadn't seen the manuscript and run it, which is fun. You're doing a great job. I am
thanks.
I'm like, I have no idea what's going on because none of this is actually in Exalted lore, but we're having a great time. Like Mahalanka is. Let's go. But yeah, no, this is great. But Monica is the one that wrote our mechanics. Well, she directed the writing of our mechanics. So she definitely has a handle on it. And she's been running Exalted since college, and she's my age, so it's been a hump.
I don't know if it'll actually be in the stuff passed out in the Kickstarter or in a previous game, I don't know. But Dixie and Monica made me special weapons just for me.
Yeah, that actually won't be anywhere. Monica made those for you. Those are bespoke. So you will see a section in the Kickstarter on how to make your own artifacts. Ever's flame pieces that they have, their mashing flame pieces, are something that I just kind of like poked Monica and was like, how would you do really cool double guns? And they told me. Everything else you'll see a version of. Like if you will see Augie use his power fist that I made him, or his gauntlets of lava, you will see that in the actual manuscript there is a diclave that has those same effects. I just changed the language to make it fists instead because he wanted to be a close combat character, like a punchy character. And so I was like, okay, cool, it's not a Diaclave anymore, it's gauntlets. And that's very easy to do. If you see an artifact that you like, it's super easy to be like, oh, all these same effects, but it's a bow. Yeah, so pretty cool. Also, the artifact that Lev has, the Soul Steel Champion Belt, whatever I called it, that's also a completely made up from whole cloth artifact. So, but it's super easy to do in Essence, which is awesome. Like, if you listen to, I'm just gonna talk for one more second, and then we'll get back to our game. There's a podcast that Monica does with Terry Robinson from Mage the Podcast and Chaz Kellner, one of our other writers, called The Systematic Understanding of Everything. Where they are going through with Terry Robinson explaining Exalted to him because he's not familiar. And their episode, I think, that came out last week was when they first dropped the Exalt chapter on the Kickstarter, and they sat down and made a character with Terry in about 18 minutes, including a bespoke artifact, where he was like, what if I had nunchucks that were also guns? And they were like, okay, and they made something happen.
Nunchucks.
Yeah, they were gunchucks that also like had a sound, like audio component. I don't know, but the point is they were able to make a whole character and an artifact in under 20 minutes. And if that doesn't bode well for this game, I don't know what else does.
Sure.
So yeah, listen to that if you want to hear that happen. Skip to the last half hour if that's all you want to hear instead of them going through all the Exalt types.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go back to being creepy now.
Thank you very much, Dixie. Hope that answered the players' questions they had in chat. If not, too bad. No, I'm just kidding. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to get information from Ask Devs, especially like Dixie said, there's going to be a panel on Onyx Path Con. There's going to be more live plays. There's going to be the Kickstarter. There's just an abundance of resources that you will have at your disposal in order to have the most excellent of Exalted Essence games.
Yeah, there's an Essence channel on the Onyx Path Discord, plus the actual big Exalted Third fan Discord where they have their own Essence channel. Everybody's super helpful, and it's nice.
Alrighty. Well, with that done, it's time for combat. Everyone, roll your join battle.
Right, that's the thing.
So that your joint battle is whichever attribute and skill you'd like to roll together that you think is most appropriate for your fighting style. Yuck. One day I will roll well, and then you will all perish. And you see these various. Oh no, there's a hole in my shirt. You see these various soldiers drop from the trees. Like I said, they had these bloodshot red eyes, sunken in cheeks, dark bags and circles underneath their eyes, and you see they group into 5 different groups of about 10 or so. They all have very large kind of tower shields with large halberds, and they kind of take slightly different formations, but turtle, phalanx, a charging line. And as they form up from dropping down, you see each of them flare, almost like an anima, as they all take on a different color, and you see one takes on an aspect of almost what looks to be fire, one air, one water, and you realize that the dragon-blooded that led them something has happened, and they have changed these what were common soldiers into something more powerful.
Are they considered extras?
No, they are not. Not no more.
Featured extras?
No.
Within a few minutes of fighting with us extras.
Y'all.
All right.
So what do we got in the rolls?
I had 5. Sorry.
I got 6 successes.
I also got 6 successes.
8. told you I rolled really well. On my join battle roll of all things. Thanks.
4 successes for me.
And... Okay, there was an 8, I believe I heard.
That was me.
Okay, you will be going first then, I promise.
Do you know offhand, because I have forgotten, how far I can move and still attack? Is it up to close range or up to medium?
I think you can move like 1 range band. Everybody, all these soldiers dropping from the trees around you would have been like within 1 range band. So you could technically get to any of the groups you would like.
Okay.
Are
they
be near them?
In a circle around us?
Kind of essentially more of like a semicircle that's almost complete. Doesn't go completely around the tree you're coming out of. It kind of envelops it as like a semicircle kind of style.
Okay.
Also, the necklace that the Last Epoch had taken form of, you can put in a bag. You actually hear a slight ripping from one of your bags as it extends, comes out, and it is this brilliantly shined, reflective silver material of a staff as it elongates, rips through the bag, and kind of have to like grab it real quick and like kind of like almost like it has like a sling on it. It was slinging across your shoulder. At the top, there is a very large, ornate hourglass that is made of gold, and the sand is actually rubies.
Okay, no time to deal with this right now. She just has it now. You all saw this happen. She's like, I don't know. But I will charge forward 1 range band so that my friends are at medium range. Like,
Okay.
I want to just get, like, we all just stop when this happens. They get ready to attack, and y'all just see the promise kind of flow forward in her, like, cloaks and robes and silk armor. And, like, the whole time she's doing things with her, little focus that you see her mess with. She's muttering under her breath. Her anima flares up and doesn't actually go out this time. It is on. And she is at, like, dim anima. Not iconic, but there is blood and shadows and bones floating around her as she walks, and there is no way to hide now that she is an Exalt. And I will walk out, and I will kind of judge it with my eyes, and I'll look back at my friends, kind of shrug a little, like she's like, I hope this doesn't hurt you. And now I will cast Flush Sloughing Wave.
Yeah.
Hey!
Um,
All right, so you're probably able to get 2 groups with this.
Perfect. So I will need to make an attack as a ranged weapon. Just give me a second here. Making my attack. I switched a bunch of my dots like in the first session because I was like, oh shit, I didn't give myself ranged combat, but I need it for like 8 of my spells. Ooh. 8 successes.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh.
I rolled 3 tens.
Okay.
I rolled 3 tens, a 7, and an 8.
Yep, that is greater than their defense of 4.
Wonderful.
So there's 4 extra successes.
Excellent. So what this does is it unleashes a wave of ivory light teeming with fanged ghostly creatures that rip flesh from bone while leaving the inorganic structures intact. So bones, rocks, anything like that. Probably ripping the bark off trees. It goes for me in every direction up to medium range and adds the piercing tag to my attack and ignores all cover.
Oh, it goes in every direction?
Yeah, that's why I moved out
Okay,
to medium range.
I would say you'd be able to hit all the groups then.
Okay,
Be able to hit
so
everything.
I have walked out to medium range and I am unleashing a wave of necromantic energy to rip all their flesh off.
Yeah, do it.
I've done it. It's been
Oh,
done.
so that's just the extra successes is just damage. You guys convert to damage now.
Yeah, with the piercing tag, it ignores any cover.
Okay. So
it at least hurts
with
them a lot.
with their soak. Okay. Yeah. So they'd all kind of like braced up, and this wave of energy that just kind of comes out of you in this supernova-esque style washes over all of these groups. And you see, you just kind of hear like muffled yelps and cries as you see like some of them, like some of the shields are unwavering, and you see where once were like, you know, normal arms and hands, some of them you can actually see bones sticking out of now as the flesh has been eaten away from the Promise's spell. None of them fall, but they are all, it all is hurt them quite much. But they don't, it's not like terrified screams that come out of them either, where you were like, if a normal soldier, a normal human you'd come across, if this were to happen to them, they would probably just drop their arms and armament and run in terror. There's yelps of pain, but no screams of terror.
Oh yeah, they're possessed or something, I guess.
Something is up.
But I can still deflesh them slowly, you know.
Oh yes, and the process of defleshing them has begun. Who would you like to go next?
I'm gonna say Augie as our punchiest character who could make fields of lava.
Yes. A couple questions. When it says spend 2 anima, how do you get anima again? I can't
Every
remember.
time that you spend a mote, so like if you activate an excellency with a mote, that
Mhm.
gives you 1 anima.
Okay.
So like you might have to do something else first that spends your motes, and then you can spend your anima to do something else.
I can do that in the same round?
No, that would be like a separate action, I do believe.
Okay.
So you would do something currently that has motes, like one of your other fighting techniques, like punching a guy,
Mhm.
or, you know, getting real strong, or whatever your different things are. And then after you've spent like 2 motes, that gives you 2 anima. The anima goes away at the rate of, I think, 2 per or like 1 per turn for a while, something like that. So it'll accumulate over the course of a fight.
Okay. But I can't attack and then I can't active because a lot of my modes are activate during attack, so I can't do that attack and then turn around in that same round and spend that anima to do something else.
I don't believe so.
So I'd have to wait till the next round to spend the anima, basically.
Well, does it say like on step 3 of blank, spend a mote? Or on
Yeah, but but I don't have to. Oh, that's another question. So as a solar, I technically don't have to spend motes for for my excellencies.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm not spending one, does that mean I'm not gaining one as part of my anima power? Or I wouldn't be able to use that for anima?
I am once again not the mechanics person, but
Okay.
I would say that if the power says spend 1 mote, even if you don't have to because you're a solar,
Okay.
I would still clear your anima as you doing your power. Like
Got it.
pretty much
Cool.
every time you do a power of any sort, that should probably give you a point of anima.
Okay.
Just because that's how exalts work. Like as you use your power, you look more like the god you are.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like by the time you're bonfire, you're glowing. People can see you from a mile away. Like you are a pillar of light.
Cool.
So the first couple powers used, you should at least be like a little glowy.
So this first round, there's a big fucker on this field, right?
No, there's just 5 groups of these soldiers.
Oh, the leader's not there?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll take. Are they like centered around each other? Like if I attack
They're
one.
like in a semicircle around the tree that you came out of.
Okay.
So like
Then
what the
I'm-
Promise did, where they moved forward and it had an aura of energy that went out in all directions, was able to hit all of them.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to attack one of them. Activate my excellency, which means I got a ton of dice to roll, which I pre-rolled here. So I'm doing a withering attack against one of the phalanxes.
Okay.
So it's for 8.
Just so
successes.
you guys can kind of keep it separate. No, they would be each of the elements. So it'd be earth, water, air, fire, wood.
Well, I'm definitely attacking wood.
Okay.
Is it because you're fire? Are you like going like full Pokemon here? Like fire types are strong against grass.
The Pokemon player inside of me
Nice,
immediately,
nice.
or at least Battle Beast or whatever that was back in the day. Yeah. So 8 successes.
Yes, that does get their defensive 4. Actually, because you would have to get into close range, right?
Yeah. So I just like leap over there and punch
Okay.
the crap out.
So as you move into close range, the shields move and tiny gaps come out, and their halberds poke through those gaps, creating a giant brace line. and actually gives you a difficulty penalty of 3 for being in close range.
So I'm using Excellent Strike, which doubles the extra successes after applying defense, but before any bonus successes. Additionally, remove all penalties hindering a close combat attack.
Okay. So with your 8 successes, and you do not have that difficulty, you are able to get through with an extra 4.
Okay, cool.
So that is now
gives me
4 power you have.
4 power. Delicious power.
All right. Who would you like to go next, Augie?
Let's go with Leverage.
Okay. He's attacking the wood.
The same one Augie's attacking?
No. I'm saying he's attacking wood. So I will attack. It's earth, wind, fire, water,
Heart.
heart,
No.
metal,
No.
metal.
It's
Earth.
With our powers
yeah,
combined.
Earth, air, fire, water, wood.
Yeah, earth, air, fire, water. I'll do earth. Okay, so I want to. Okay. Just see, search down to what the exalt, reduce the. Okay. I will run up and engage the wood group, and attempt to close combat finesse them. So I still have my speed and train style, so I want to kind of run and actually jump off the shoulders of the Promise, Augie, and Athanasios is to like close the distance, and then jump and like flip over, and then as I'm flipping and gliding over one of the bad guys, grab him by the head and just bring him down to the ground and just, smash him using all of that momentum.
Okay. So they're all kind of the same thing as when Augie approached. They cluster up and they have their halberds poking out, creating this brace line, which is going to give you a difficulty 3.
Okay.
You said you're attacking Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 12. Do I get a stunt die for doing anything cool?
Yes, you may have a stun.
Yeah. All right. Anima goes away. What, like 1 or 2 per scene? Is that right?
I think it's like 1 per.
One per
after
scene,
each
I believe.
One per
But I have
scene.
not remembered because I don't memorize.
I
Books.
think that's what we said last time.
Yeah.
One per
Sure.
scene.
Yeah, we'll go with 1 per scene. So I'm already
Sounds
up.
good.
I'm already up at like 5 anima. That's awesome. I'm doing great. All right, here we go.
Which also means that you can use your dim anima powers at will.
Yes. Integrity. Close. Just make a reflex. Integrity.
Your active anima. Sorry.
Yes,
there's
I am-
passive. There's active. And there's iconic.
Yes.
Iconic is only at 10.
So I currently have a Shroud of Fear up, Patty, just so you know.
What does that do?
Shroud of Fear! Anyone who targets the Soul Steel with a close combat attack must make a reflexive integrity roll against difficulty 3 on step 1 before any other effects are rolled, or the attack fails and must target someone else.
Because the
Hey.
soul steel alchemical is fucking terrifying.
Yes, I am this like jumping, swaying shadow that's just grabbing and twisting people.
Also made of metal that's made of screaming souls.
That is true.
Which is
We
a
don't
little
talk
weird.
about this fact. There's like little screams that come off of Lev every so often because he is made of steel that has people's souls in it. It's
Also, I
pretty-
put part of my
That's
soul.
soul. That's soul metal, baby.
That is. And I'm using Mantis form, so commit 1 vote. Okay.
Thank you, audience, for bearing with us through combat because we are all new to the combat today.
Here we
I
go.
usually just roll whatever Monica tells me.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, really?
Yeah, that's it.
No. 2. Wait. 2, 4, 5. Those are 6. Yeah. 5.
Okay. Well, you have a penalty of 3, so that's 2 successes, and that does not get to their defense. So.
Wait, what did you just roll? What skill and attribute did you just roll?
Close combat and finesse with my excellency.
Oh, okay. So I had to make sure you were using your excellency. Sorry.
Yeah. I just wasn't a great roll.
That's okay. It happened.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't even if you don't get through, you still get some power from a Withering Attack. Correct?
Yes. You still build power. I do believe.
Yeah, I think you
Once
still get.
again, don't
I
quote
think
me
you
on
s-
this.
I think you still
build
get
power.
1 power. I think.
I will take that 1 power.
Let me. We'll go ahead and determine who you want to go next, and they can do their action. I'll look it up real quick.
Cyrus.
Okay. You said that there's the groups of each one of the wood, fire.
There's 5 groups
air.
of 10. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Air, earth, fire, water, wood. Yes.
Well, I'm going to go and assist Augie with this, and I'm going to use my cunning anglerfish decoy, and I'm actually going to just make as many as I can because I just want to split their attention for a while since there's a lot of them. I commit 1 mote, and then I spend additional motes to summon at 2 per mote spent to a maximum of 5. So I'll commit 1 mote, and I will spend 2 more so that I will have a spent total of 2, committed 1, and have 5 total duplicates of myself, which will basically confuse the enemy because I get to have them appear to take actions, and they can take hits.
Are they ferrets or are they people?
Oh, they're people. They're just me.
Wait. Are they their fallen comrade?
Ooh, that would require me
Wait.
to do some. That would require me to do something first, though. I think, wouldn't I?
I almost think that you should shift and then do that because that would be very weird. To have 5 of their friend that they lost.
That would be very weird.
That's a very changing moon Loki thing to do. Also, Loki comes out tomorrow, and if anybody spoils it for me, I'll tell you.
Well, you see what happens is I turn into the other guy, and can I do both in 1 row or 1 act or 1 round or?
I feel like you can for shifting for a lunar because that's just kind of your thing. Like 10,000 forms is your thing. You probably like flurry it. Once again, could be wrong. Don't care. We're having a good time.
That's the rule.
That we're having a good time?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to turn into their ex-comrade,
Who I ate.
who is who was a tasty treat, and 5 of them are going to pop up and follow Augie and start shooting fake arrows into their group, so that Augie has extra defensive measures, and it's supposed to actually help me outmaneuver them to build power, which I can give to Augie or myself.
Okay. Sounds good. So you got a bunch of fellow, a bunch of fallen soldier buddies, just kind of wailing away at arrows at them. They don't actually do any damage or hurt them, right?
No.
It just is
No,
meant to
no,
confuse.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's to make them have other targets and to give Augie extra help when he's punching them.
Okay. So does that take your full? Is that a full action to do? Is that a standard action?
I presume that I'd be able to move too, at which point I'd like to move 1 more range band further away.
Okay. So yeah, you'd be going further into the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not a
Not
problem.
a fighter,
Who'd you like
guys.
to do
Have fun. Well, I believe that. Wait. Lev did something, yes? So that would be Athanasius.
next? Okay.
Yes. So I think, well, where is that? I'm looking at my different natures. Oh, aha! The liminal may enter flesh nature by harvesting flesh and bodily material from a corpse within reach as a reflexive action, or by spending a scene in a place of recent death or slaughter. Has anyone been deathed or slaughtered? Just now here.
Right here? No, not yet.
Damn.
There's some random ass flesh on the ground though.
It's true.
Eat it.
But I mean, technically, we were at a place where there was recent slaughter, as Lev and Augie blew them into non-existence.
Yeah, we could probably retcon that you entered flesh like a scene ago if we really wanted to, just to make the battle fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you entered flesh nature when we were killing crocoponies. Pony dials.
A fine mist of flesh nature.
Oh, God. So, using that, I am going to attach Bloodslick Crimson Barb to my Devil Casters. And Bloodslick Crimson Barb is a tongue twister. But also, if I commit one mote and spend one health level on step 1 of an attack, Bloody Essence infuses the Liminal's weapon, granting it the pulling, piercing, and thrown short throw tags. And at Essence 2,
Which we're not at.
Not at, but that does another perk. But Flesh Nature for that, attached targets decrease defense by 1.
Nice.
So I'm going to use that along with my twin Devil Casters.
So you're gonna get to shoot them as well as apply this charm. So you
That's
can.
how I
roll your-
understand it.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you get to roll your ranged attack, and it will also just apply this effect.
Cool.
And which group are you attacking?
Whichever one hasn't been attacked yet.
There's 3 of them that have not been attacked yet.
I mean, I attacked all of them, but
Oh, sure.
What 3 are left?
Well, Cyrus has put his little duplicates on wood. Augie is on wood. Lev is on earth. So it leaves air, fire, and water.
you should tether those air types down because airs are good at being tricksy and escaping other things.
Oh, I like this plan. Yes. But also, can't have fire without air, so can I, like, technically, the fire will feed on air and eat up the oxygen? I'm not sure how that works with 5 different elements, but
Probably not very well. These are still people that are under like a kind of possession or control, from what I can tell.
that's
You
fair.
can still attack the group. You have devil casters, not regular guns. They shoot fireballs. Have fun.
So I need to roll my range combat, which is 3 die. So, and
So which group are you attacking?
air.
Air.
Air? Okay.
Yes.
As you kind of take aim with your devil casters, the kind of aura, almost like a fake anima that surrounds the group, flares briefly, and all the trees rattle and bend as a huge wind comes, blows around you, and you must actually subtract 2 dice from your ranged attack roll.
Do you realize I only have 6 die for that roll?
Yeah, it happens.
Oh no. How do you? How did
I
that
know.
hurt you?
Those other fights have been easy. You guys are Exalts. You got to fight some harder stuff now.
No.
What did I do to hurt you, Patty?
You were the first person to attack the air group with range. That's what you did to hurt me.
And the difficulty 7.
Yes. Yes, 7s or successes.
But you double 10s.
Yes.
Wait, what number are you? No, you're not a 7, you're a 2. I got 1 success.
That is not enough to get to their defense, unfortunately. But it was a Withering Attack, so you still get 1 power from it. I couldn't find it in the rules, but that's how I'm rolling with it.
I don't remember, honestly. Monica,
I'm for it.
like I said, I am not mechanics girl.
I thought I read that somewhere where even if you don't like get through the defense, you still get 1 for just like because you're an Exalt. You're still like shooting your fireballs at them.
Patty, this book has been out for 1 week and 5 days. You're not an expert yet. I can't handle you right now.
That's how I'm rolling it. So you still get 1 power. The fireballs splash in front of them. Their shields absorbing most of the damage. The fire washing over them, but they still stand tall. Who would you like to go next, Athanasius? I think that's your entire group. So
Yeah,
Pick
those
one-
bad guys.
pick one of the elements to go.
Well, it's not going to be air, because they're rude.
Because
Ew.
they're meanie heads.
They are. They're big old meanie heads. So I'm going to say, you know what? Oh, no, we don't have metal, do we?
Nope.
I was going to say that's so metal, but it's not. Wood, since they're getting attacked twice.
Okay. So Wood will make an attack against Augie.
I'm sure they would like to.
Okay, we're gonna see how it goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 successes.
This is against my defense.
This is against your defense, yes.
Not enough.
Not enough. Not
enough.
enough, he says. Okay. Actually, I forgot. Ha ha ha. I gave them this ability. You were in close range with them. So, just the overwhelmingly deadliness of multiple halberds coming at you. This deadly ground, and your defense is reduced by 1. Does that hit you?
No.
Damn. All right, so just almost as 1, they just do that thing where they slow march up and all extend their halberds as 1, but you are able to kind of just part them like the Red Sea, and they go around you, and then they step back into their defensive formation.
I feel like Augie would just like grab them like between under his elbows and just like flex and then snap them off at the end.
Okay. Then they'll make water go next. So water will attempt to attack. They saw the sorceress step forward and do some nasty stuff, so they're going to attempt to go to the sorceress.
Good.
Okay. Yep. Just straight. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. How's that against your defense?
I have Artifact 2 Silk Armor, so that's actually the exact same, and I win ties.
Hey. Okay. All right.
That is the other artifact that I haven't detailed yet. I have my Hearthstone that we talked about. I have my what was it? Oh, I have 2 you haven't actually heard about. One is my Silk Armor, which counts as armor, but is silk and flowy and looks like a dress. And then I have another one that may or may not come into play, but we'll find out.
So they actually kept their range from what they have right now, and they just attempted to throw javelins at you, and just kind of almost like nonchalantly, just like and they just all seem to any one of them that might have gotten close to you, they just seem to fall on the ground at your feet. Fire will attempt to. Is that who you're fighting, Lev? You're fighting fire? No, you're fighting Earth.
Yep.
Fire will attempt to fight fire with fire and go for Athanasios.
Fire bad.
You actually see them pull long swords and ignite them on fire. One, two, three, four. 4 successes. How's your defense?
I'm looking it up right now. Where are you, defense? Oh, there we are. Defense is 4.
Hey, you win ties. So once again, these flaming swords kind of strike at you, but you just almost carefree and just, it's one of those moments like, oh, I actually had a book for that. And you just kind of duck your head and a sword goes flying over your head. And you're like, oh, I think I need to reload one of my gun. And just another sword comes crashing through your side. Just very unceremoniously, they all miss. All right, Earth is now going to attack Lev. Lev, since you were in close combat with them, your defense is reduced by 1.
So just so that you are aware before you roll,
So you make the what is it?
Well, they have to make that. So I assume they're attacking as a group.
Yes.
Okay. Integrity roll, difficulty 3.
Integrity. All right, we'll say that's in there. That's that many dice. It's 2 successes, hits the green.
Difficulty is 3.
Okay. So they must redirect their attack, which they will. And they will attempt to support the wood group and attack Augie instead.
Perfect.
We're gonna throw some javelins at you, Augie. 1, 2, 3, 4. I already know that doesn't work.
Wait. You said 4?
I said 4.
Yeah, it didn't hit.
Your defense should be 5 or 6, because I think I gave you armor. If I didn't, I will
I
change
think
that
he
before
just
next
wanted to mess with
He
Patty.
just wanted to fuck. He just wanted to fuck with me.
I was like, you should have pretty good defense. You're a solar armor.
You actually just punch some of the javelins come at you and just destroy them into splinters. It just
straight
rain
on,
down on
just-
you.
Yeah, not even. Use one as a toothpick and then toss it away.
Yeah, you almost look like you've been doing some woodworking with all the sawdust that's on you now. The last group, Air, will attempt to throw javelins back at the person who shot fireballs at them. Ooh, that's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
I don't
What is your
approve
defense?
this. It's 4.
4? All
Why
right.
are you hitting Athanasios so much?
They just threw fireballs at them. So that is 3 extra successes that they got. So they have 3 power now.
Oof.
Okay, that is all of the elements. They will choose. I'll choose Augie to go next. Why not?
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay.
What is a range band?
So you're either close, like melee, close combat, or you're medium, or then there's 2 more past that.
I think
But
Okay.
short
yeah, as
is-
opposed to it being
Close, short,
yeah, it's
medium.
yeah.
Okay.
So as opposed to D&D where it's you're 30 feet away, it's hey, you're
Right,
close.
So Augie is close to the Wood Warriors.
You would be in yes, yeah, you're
Okay.
you're close combat with them.
I'm going to spend 2 anima and activate Grand Eruption. You probably have to
Okay.
look something up around this. Creating an eruption point at the wielder's feet. This eruption is an environmental hazard with the stats of a burning building. See page. Extending through the entirety of his range band and lasting the scene, or until I do something even worse.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, read the first part again. I'm sorry.
The eruption point is an environmental hazard with the stats of a burning building.
Basically, everything close to him is now in a burning building. Everything.
Okay.
Only you can start forest fires.
But I don't know what the burning building environmental hazard. is.
We'll say that gives them a -3 penalty on everything.
I like it.
Is that an action to do, or is that was that reflexive?
That is activating 2 anima on my gauntlets. Spend 2 anima, you thrust your fists into the ground, creating an eruption point at the wielder's feet.
So environmental hazards affect all characters in the environment and often deal damage every few rounds. Certain perilous hazards deal damage every round till the characters are free. So
Okay,
really
I will
up to
say,
you.
yeah, just so I can remember at the start of Wood's turn, I will give them another damage marker.
Yeah, but
well.
also like it'll hurt anybody there, so any of your friends should probably move as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
just set a
I
bunch
will-
of ferrets on fire.
Ah!
Yeah.
Fire ferrets. It's Cora.
Pabu.
Pabu, no.
Okay, yeah. So Wood is kind of fucked right now. They are
On fire.
they're in boiling hot magma, and they have a -3 penalty to everything they do and everything that happens to them, and they're going to take a damage every single round. Okay, good job, Solar. Who
I
would
was
you like to go
really
next?
hoping you were going to use that at some point and just explode a bunch of people, including your friends.
Yeah, it felt
Mission
right.
success. You could tick that box.
I just need to do it 3 more times and hell happens. I would. Oh, you know what? I just set Devin on fire, so I'll let them go.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to have all of those extras go on to air because they're ganging up on Athanasios, so that way at least there will be
So
something
yeah,
for them.
so all of the ghostly images of their fallen comrade that is now also on fire with the flesh melting off of their face now start to surround the air phalanx. Okay.
And I am going to take a withering shot at one of the air, or some of the air fairings. And
Okay.
let's see,
Yeah, so the idea is like when you attack, you're attacking a whole phalanx. So like Augie is like, throwing huge haymakers that hit 2 or 3 people at a time. Cyrus is shooting not just one arrow, but several arrows that are like, filling up their shields and things like that. The scale of your attacks is massive.
so on the first one, 4 for the withering.
And you are fighting air.
Air.
Okay, and they just did the thing forever. So you said how many
So-
successes?
4.
4. Okay, so you don't have any penalties, and you're not subtracting any dice. So that means you get through their defense with 1. So you have 1 power.
Awesome. And I guess I will do that again since Twisting Tactics allows me to make another range combat roll.
Okay.
And make it a flurry with no dice penalty.
Okay.
And that is 3 successes.
Okay, that unfortunately does not get through the defense, but we'll still give you the 1. So you get.
I thought you already got through their defense.
Well, he's making another attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't you
But-
say something about defense drops?
It's not defense, it's hardness technically drops, which is something useful for you guys later. But you still have only gotten 1 power because you didn't get through, so you get the complementary power, so I'm looking for the consolation power. So you have gained 2 power.
Okay.
All right, who would you like to go next?
Athanasios, let's keep it up. Burn air.
I will attempt to do that thing that failed so horribly last time.
Well, everything's on fire now, so you're doing great.
That wasn't my fire, though.
Well, no, but maybe you could use it to your advantage.
Yeah, the wood phalanx is on fire.
Good for them.
Okay.
Okay, so I will do. So I had already activated this stuff. Do I need to spend another mote to use it again? I'm not
Do you
really
commit
sure.
a mote or spend a mote?
I believe I spent.
I think you have to spend another one to do a power again. If you commit it, I think it's for the scene. Remember correctly? If you spend, I think you have to keep.
Usually, I think.
Yeah.
Also, it'll say when you spend it, like if it's. I think it usually says like if it's like this one-time thing, or this you can use this for the rest of the scene, or whatever.
Yeah, if it's more than just the one time, it'll say for the scene or for the session. But if it doesn't say that, it's just the one time. Is my understanding.
What exactly does this say then? Okay, so yes, I would have to on Blood Slit Crimson Barb. My Devil Casters. The only thing I have to do the only thing I have to do with the Devil Casters is if I want to suspend the guns in the air, it costs a health level or a mote. So.
Oh yeah, you can just shoot them without the motes. The motes are for making them shoot on their own without you doing any other stuff. So like you can have them like float and shoot while you're doing something else entirely.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and spend that. I only had 2 motes anyway.
You only have 2 left. You're doing the first 3 on.
Oh, did it recharge?
Not since your last turn, but probably since we were like 3 rooms ago.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Okay, then I have 2 more left.
Okay.
Yeah, I will go ahead and spend second to last mote to activate that Blood Slit Crimson Barb and attempt to shoot my Devil Casters at air.
Okay.
You need 2 of these dice to be put down?
No, there's a little bit of a recharge on that power.
Oh, okay. Oh, an 8 and 2 10s.
5.
Okay, so that is 5 successes, and that does get through their defense. So you have 2 power.
Fantastic.
Building power.
Building power. Okay. So the twin guns shoot the balls of fire, and this time they're able to. The flames find their way through cracks in the shields, and you hear once again the muffled yelps of people patting out fire and feeling their flesh burn. Who would you like to go? I believe Lev and the Promise have not gone yet.
The Promise, do your creepy thing.
Well, the Promise's creepy thing is very anticlimactic this round because I've got to take a focus will action to get some more will to do some more stuff. Since it's a sorcery thing, you can take them ahead of battle just for the audience's sake. You can take a couple ahead of battle if you really need to. Also, I do get extra will back when I have my thing that I'm using in spells, which is awesome. So I've already given myself that, but I don't have quite enough to do what I want to do, so I'm still going to take a focus will action, which just means that I roll against a difficulty of 3. I think it's a K3 plus my main ability, yeah. And I get a bunch of will after I pass the difficulty.
This is the moment in DBC where they're going, ha!
Yeah, exactly. This is my building up moment. I have acquired 3 will, and that's pretty much what I get to do for this round. It's a sorcery thing. So.
Alrighty.
I had other will banked before, which is why I could start off with that big spell, but that spell costs 5 will, so I got down to 2.
Little will hungry.
Little will hungry. It's not as good as
okay.
good will hunting. It's.
I assume you're gonna let Lev go before all the bad guys.
I guess so. No, of course I am.
Aww.
Please pull your levers, Lev.
Okay, I'm going to pull some levers. I'm going to try to do something that's probably too early in the fight to do it, but I want to do something cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to announce now that I'm going to do a flurry.
Okay.
Okay. So I've been attacking Earth. So I want to... Basically, in the previous round, I committed a mote. I said that last round, and I activated my Mantis form. So as I jumped and I dove in and I did all the flippy stuff, right? Landed, and I slammed the guy, did the attack, and now I'm kind of like, I'm flavor texting my mantis form because it says the Exalt assumes the fabled mantis stance, arms outstretched, legs ready to spring forward. That's usually like more of a wushu kind of like stance, but this is Americanized grappling. This is wrestling. So my arms are all big, and I'm standing there, and I'm just kind of like swatting away halberds the whole time, and I'm just like spinning and kneeling, going underneath, shooting underneath one, flipping one guy, coming in with elbowing the other guy, and I'm just kind of like just mantising all the way inside the phalanx here. And for my first action, I'm doing a regular, run-of-the-mill, finesse, close combat attack.
A withering attack?
Withering attack, correct.
Okay.
All
Go
right.
for it.
So it's it's -3 dice on a flurry for each action, I believe.
Yes.
But do I get any stunt dice?
Yes, I'll give you stunt dice, but do know you are still suffering from the difficulty of 3.
The difficulty of 3.
Which does not subtract dice. It just basically it's 3 extra successes you have to buy off.
That's fine. That's fine. I can.
Complication and story path.
Yeah.
Yes.
No problem at all there. Okay, how am I getting the 2 stunt dice, 3 stunt dice?
I believe it's 3 dice, isn't it?
It's up to you. I believe you can do. Well, at least in old versions, it was anywhere between 2 were the most common. Like a handful would get 3, and then like 1 a night would get 4 or something like that.
All right, you're getting 2.
You're getting 2? Okay. All right. So that's 4. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. I have to subtract 3 for that. I need to put that one back. Alright, cool. There we go. That's my dice pool. Alright. How much power does this thing have?
Which power does the Earth Phalanx have?
Uh-huh.
They do not have any power yet.
Alright, if the opponent has lower power than the Exalt, or if the opponent is grappling with the Exalt, double 9s on the Exalt's damage roll against that opponent. So I gotta hit it first, then I can start doing damage. Here we go.
Doesn't it feel awesome to roll that many dice?
It does. Much better roll this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 successes.
8 successes minus 3 from difficulty is 5 successes. So you got 2 extra successes over their defense. So you have 2 more power.
2 more power. Perfect. That now gives me 3 power total. So my second action in my flurry is going to be to, again, do a back body drop on one of these guys, put him back over my head, clear a way out of the middle of this phalanx, and look at the one next to them. You can tell me which one you want that to be, but I'm looking at a different element phalanx.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just going to smile from the side, just kind of smirk, and then boom, with my super fast speed, I'm going to break through the phalanx and do a rush attack, a decisive rush attack.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go.
Which one would you like? So which would you like to do that against?
Let's see, fire, air.
They've all taken 1 damage so far from.
You know what? I
Thomas's
don't
spell.
like air. Air's bad. Let's do air.
Air's mean.
I don't breathe air. I don't like air. I don't understand air. Air's silly. All right.
Right.
Okay.
And how much power do you have?
I have 3 power,
Okay, that does beat their hardness level, so you are allowed to do a decisive attack.
which is perfect because I have something that can break hardness if I didn't. So that's fine. All right. Cool. On step 5. Okay, so I need to do some rolls here. On a rush attack, I'm going to get 3, which are 3 extra dice, which means I get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and then I just lose those 3 from that, so I keep my normal dice pool. I get 3 from the rush, but I lose 3 from the flurry. So I'm making that up. And I need to hit. Where are you? There you are. And before we get there, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to end up using guard breaking technique as long as this hits. Okay. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to hit on the decisive attack.
Okay. That is a hit.
All right. So, yeah, it's a normal attack, right?
So that was a decisive attack.
Correct. So now you need to roll damage.
Yes. So extra successes from this attack, which will be 5 plus the power spent is your dice pool.
I will spend all 3.
Okay, so that's an 8 die pool then,
And
plus any other bonuses you're going to be getting.
All right. So, guard breaking technique. Spend 1 mote on step 5, so I will spend a mote. It does some stuff on Withering Attack. On a decisive attack, reduce the target's soak by 1 until the start of their next turn. If the target has a soak of 6 or higher, half the target's soak and round down. This charm does not stack with itself. Efficient strike calibration, alchemical power. Spend an additional mote on step 7 to add 2 dice to the damage of a decisive attack.
Okay.
So, I will definitely be doing that, which means I have spent 2 motes this round, which means I have spent 4 of my 5 motes, which means I'm going to go up 2 more power, which means I'm at 8 anima, not power. So I'm up to 8 anima because I have been spending my motes quite a lot. Which we said 5, 8. So now my decisive attack is at 10 dice, and I get to double. What was it? I'm doubling 9s on this for that other thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Double 9s on the Exalt. Yeah. Yeah. Mantis form lets me double 9s on damage rolls. So 10 dice. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Decisive attack. Doubling 9s. Okay. Doubling 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 decisive damage. And remember, their soak is either halved if it's at 6 or higher, or reduced by 1 if it is 5 or lower.
Okay. You did exactly enough damage to destroy this phalanx.
Yeah!
With the damage the Promise had already done earlier from their spell, that is exactly enough damage to go through their soak, especially with the -1, and destroy this phalanx. Please describe how you rush through the air phalanx and bust up the 10 soldiers that are in there.
Like I said, back body drop on the one Earth guy, right? Clears the line that I see, and it's like I'm using the super speed to somehow close however many yards or meters are between us. It's like if someone was able to do a double leg takedown from 20 yards away, and I just go through all of them, and I just tackle however many people make up this phalanx, and there's just a pile of them, and then I'm running up the tree using, again, super speed and crane style, which I still have, and just kind of moonsault off and come in with like an elbow drop into the pile, and you just see Shadow just poof, takes them all out.
And it is indeed like a small detonating bomb as Lev lands on them, and just, various, the halberds go flying everywhere, several stick in the trees. The shields kind of go flying out, and you just hear the accumulated groans and screams of pain as all lives are lost in this devastating moonsault. And there's this moment where there's a flash of light that comes out of each body that coalesces into the shape of the air dragon-blooded Exalt you saw before. And they just scream at you, and then the shadow dissipates. All right.
Still like your
Not
breathing
bad.
thing better.
Lev, who would you like to go next?
All of my friends have gone, so you know what?
Earth, fire, water, or wood?
I want wood to take that damage on their fire.
Okay, they will. They will take that damage. And they are just going to attempt to attack Augie here. He's still in melee with them. Do I have any special things? Your defense is reduced by 1 Augie still because of their deadly ground. And you actually see the grass and roots wrap around the ankles of the members of this group. And you see them all kind of stiffen momentarily, but you see some of the burns and flesh that had melted away start to knit themselves back together, and they look a little bit better, as if they had healed.
They were on fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Nope.
Okay. Wood is unsuccessful. They'll pass the baton to Water, who will throw some javelins at Promise. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Okay. And you said your defense is 4?
4, yeah. So you
All right,
definitely
so
hit.
that will give them 3 power. Oops.
Rude.
Wrong group. 3 power. One of the javelins actually just kind of glances off your shoulder, and you. Fire is going to continue fight fire with fire, and fire at Athanasios. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. 4 successes. What's your defense?
4.
All right. It goes to you. They're so close each time they volley at you. You kind of just barely sidestepping. One actually just kind of trims a few of the dead hairs off your head, and they just kind of wispily fall to the ground. But you are unharmed.
Oh, look
And,
at that shiny thing on the ground.
Finally, Earth will re-engage with you, Lev, and they will attempt to attack you in close range. So your defense is lowered by 1. Okay, forget that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes. 6. Okay, so they don't get through. Man, it's close. It's so close every time. But they are unsuccessful. So the phalanxes are giving you a run for your money. They're keeping it close. Whatever spear or whatever power has imbued these common soldiers is able to let them at least match, if not better you, in your attacks. It is, it's 10 at a time. So, they're just throwing bodies at you. There's more of them than there are of you. But we'll have to wait until next time to see if our Exalts will be able to overcome these phalanxes that have cornered them, empowered by the powers of the dragon-blooded Exalts that lead them. It has been a pleasure telling you this story, listener. We hope that you enjoy what you saw and heard as much as we enjoyed performing it for you. Let's hear from our players. Once again, your name, handle, character, and where people can find you.
Hi, I'm Dixie, pronoun she, her. You can find me at Dixie Cyanide everywhere online. I have been playing the thrice forsaken widow, Reese, and the Promise of Oblivion, aka The Promise, my Midnight Abyssal. And you can find me all over the place. Discord, Twitter, Instagram if you want cat pictures. I mean, who doesn't want cat pictures?
Sure.
Please go look at my cats.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't want cat pictures.
My cats are very cute.
They are. Hey everybody, I have been playing Athanasios, who is my Liminal. Love her to pieces. Literally.
I thought Athanasios was a they them.
Oh
You just misgender your character?
I did!
Ever!
Oh no!
No, it's fine. It happens.
Proof that no one is perfect.
It's true.
I'm a they them and I misgendered my character. Anyway, I think they'll forgive me. I hope. Anyway.
I'm sure they will. They seem very unconcerned about matters of the flesh. Aside from matters of the flesh.
So
I
if
think they're more concerned about Vash taking their ear off.
Yeah, matters of the flesh, not matters of the flesh. You know what I mean.
This is true. You can find me in my unlife almost anywhere on the internet as Changeling Ever. And you can also find me on Etsy at Neat & Co Designs. Some new designs are coming soon because, yay, I have a working printer that prints color. And you can find me playing tomorrow. Yes, in Fallout. Keep in mind that it is going to be delayed. And Fallout is on Vorpal Tales, but we will be there. Just, maybe held up by some raiders or something.
Hello everybody, I am Steve, he, him. Tonight I play Lev, they, them, and you can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. You'll also find me tomorrow on Tales playing Fallout, but most importantly, this whole weekend, Friday through Sunday, I will be doing different games for Onyx Path Con. So find a schedule, check it out, check me out or any of the other panels or games running this weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Hello all, I have been Devin, and I have also been Cyrus and Mavash. And you can find me online at Sort of Sullied, and the next time you'll see me will be this weekend for Onyx Path.
Hey there, I've been at Space Lord PJ's playing most August Rising Sun Fist, and I'll be playing Fallout, or I'll be running Fallout on Vorpal Tales tomorrow. Should be great.
Thank you all. I have been Patty Shakes _, and I encourage you to watch Vorpal Tales' other shows. However, don't worry about that for this weekend because Onyx PathCon's happening, and you can catch Vorpal Tales there.
We have taken over their channel until I think late Sunday night.
Oh yes. So the Vorpal Tales channel will be your home for all the Story Path system games. So any of the games like They Came, or Trinity, or Scion, you'll be able to find over at the Vorpal Tales channel for the entirety of the Onyx Path Con. Personally, I will be running on Plastic Age Plays channel. I'll be doing all the Starred Lands games.
Oh, really? All of them? That's cool.
Yeah. I just realized. I think. Pretty sure. So come catch Deadman's Rust. Come catch Frostlands of Fenrilic. It's going to be a fantastic time. I encourage you to do that.
I am so excited about Onyx PathCon. I am playing in our first ever public playtest of Trinity Continuum Anima, which is the game I have written the most word count on of any game we've ever put out.
Hey.
And also, I just love cyberpunk and lit RPG, and the fact that we were able to combine the two was super, super cool. So that's at 5 p.m. on Saturday. So by all means, watch anything because we'll have VOD up for all of the games eventually. So don't feel like you gotta play your favorites for this weekend, and then catch up in the future, right?
Oh yeah.
Be part of the chat for what you're excited about.
Yeah, you will not miss anything. You will always be able to watch everything that happened.
But also, Anima will be on Vorpal Tales because that is a story path game. So come watch us there. I'm very excited.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple. I think there's one or two other like first time ever shown, ever played games.
It came from Classified. It's brand new. Trinity Assassins, if we're doing that, is brand new. Yeah.
Yep, and I think there's a M20 Rich Bastards live
Yes.
play as well. So there's a whole bunch of like never before seen stuff. So
yeah, we are premiering things this weekend.
It's gonna be awesome.
So you should definitely check out. If you're like me, my plan is I've cleared the weekend with the wife. She said do what you need to. So Friday through Sunday, I am watching or participating or running live plays. It's going to be a hella awesome time. Alrighty, you all have been wonderful. We have one more session left, and that kind of makes me a little sad. But let's just really quickly talk about your favorite moments from the night. Each person one thing that was your favorite from tonight, and we'll call it from there.
I mean, I've got to give it to Lev for the lever getting frustrated at us to the point where they did something that was so cool that none of us could see it. That was just a really fun moment.
It was.
And I thought it was great because just like you're just getting like so frustrated to the point where you were like, fine, I will spend motes and do the coolest thing possible, and all of us were like, you breathed. Look at you.
Yay!
That was such a great moment. It made me very happy. I like the idea that none of us are impressed by Lev, but you really want to like us to be impressed by you.
I need you to be impressed.
But then like one time we finally were, it was inaccurate.
Ah!
Which I just love. I just
So
love.
funny.
It's such a great like character moment.
That's good.
So yeah.
Thank you.
It is. I know exactly who. It's so hard though to decide between Lev and the Promise this evening.
I'm very creepy.
You are, but I'm gonna have to give it for the Promise for being so whimsical.
I made a promise ring.
I know, and it slayed me. I can't even take the point.
I am going to give my vote tonight to Sean/Augie for doing burning building explosion. 'Cause that's awesome.
I was really waiting for that artifact to come into effect. That's actually one of the things that his gauntlets can do, is make lava happen.
They're pretty awesome.
So thank you for burning the entire range band around you.
You're welcome.
I'm tired of this fight.
Boom!
Okay now.
I am definitely giving it to Lev just because of how thoroughly unimpressed we were with everything but breathing. Didn't even know you could do that.
I don't remember what it was tonight, but I really just want to go out and find a baby and trick it now.
Is that everyone?
Did Devin go?
Yeah, Devin just
Yeah,
went.
I
Okay,
went-
Devin just went. I was like looking at Tom and talking to you both. Okay. Everything was very exciting and please trick a baby. So yeah.
Perfect. Yep, I agree. All those moments and more were quite amazing. We hope you enjoyed our story tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in the future to continue this tale for one more session. Until next time, though, may you bathe in the light of the first age. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay adventurous, make good choices, and go back to Kickstarter.
that